Hello there! Hello, gamers! My name is 𝐿𝐴𝐚𝐿𝐿𝐵𝐵𝐵. My name is Pip. What? No! Double audio! My name is Pip. Oh god. No, double audio! Is it? Oh god. It's not this. This is muted. Oh, it's this one. Okay, there we go. Okay, got it! Okay. Listen. Always the scuff. Always with the scuff. That'll never change, alright? If you become a VTuber, you just gotta accept the scuff. It never fully goes away. Hello, mute automata. Hey, when you VTube on a budget, yeah. See, I buy a lot of like really wacky stuff, right? I spend an exorbitant amount of money. Exorbitant, whatever. I spend a lot of money on stream stuff sometimes, and I still cheap out, right? I still cheap out. And that is the theme of today's presentation, is VTubing, but on a budget. Alright? This is not necessarily, like, the optimal choices. This is not like the, if you're going to be a VTuber, this is the cheapest, best setup possible that you can do. This is a list of things that you can do in order to save money if you already have some technology, or if you are just not sure where to start entirely. It's a list of things that can be helpful to you, but it is not a set plan. Areas to cut costs. Yeah, I'm giving you guys ideas on how to start cheap. I'm not giving you one set plan that you can just follow, and this is how you become a VTuber for the cheapest cost to quality ratio. Background noise, thank you for 5 GPPs. So, this is a revamped presentation. This is not the revamped presentation. I will show you guys my how to get started with streaming presentation that I made for Phase Connect Gen 1 back in the day on a different stream. This is like getting the equipment to start streaming. This is before you actually go live. This is hopefully everything that you need. Hopefully. There's a lot of steps to streaming. Hopefully I covered the book. I would say this is like intro to VTubing. If this was a class, this is intro to VTubing. Pre-intro to VTubing. No, it's pre-intro to VTubing. And make Kira the 𝐿𝐴𝐚𝐿𝐵𝐵. I'm super excited for this stream. Heck yeah. Yeah. I got $3 in a dream. Hey, that might be all you need. Hell, thank you. Does this business opportunity come with a money-back guarantee? No, it does not. Absolutely not. Speaking as somebody who did content creation for many years, and felt like I felt like I had just made $1 million just to like get free stuff in a game. All right, I remember making YouTube videos for this one game, and I had a child audience, and I was not particularly fond of having a child audience. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Like how, well, I won't get into it too much, but like I felt so good just like getting free stuff from other people in game. Like that was all the payment I needed to continue on. Pascal Sasha, thank you. For the $100 dude. Holy moly, thank you. Pascal Sasha, thank you. And is this the one and only 𝐿𝐴𝐚𝐿𝐵𝐵? Oh my god, can I have my Kamiyoshi sing me happy birthday? It was on Saturday. Hope you're feeling better, by the way. Happy birthday, Pascal Sasha. Happy birthday, Pascal Sasha. Happy birthday, Pascal Sasha. Happy birthday to you. Belated. I hope you had a good one. I'm sorry I missed your birthday. Saturday was a very not good day for me. I am not ready to get into all that yet, but Saturday was just kind of like one of those horrible days where you're like, I'm just gonna pretend everything's normal just to get through it. if I don't just like pretend everything's normal, Saturday was bad. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭 𝐑𝐮𝐥𝐞𝐬, thank you. Hey, can I get a welcome to the jungle? 𝐂𝐿. Welcome to the jungle, my dude. Welcome to the jungle. The it is what it is kind of day. It was a bit more. It was a bit worse than that. It was. Yeah, I'll talk about it eventually. But anyways, not quite ready yet. So let's jump into the presentation. Dun dun dun. VTubing on a budget! Oh god, why is everything so expensive? We got a little disclaimer at the bottom here. The best strategy for you will depend on a variety of factors. Please watch the stream from the beginning and consider what makes the most sense for you individually before making decisions. Again, this is not a one-size-fits-all. This is a here's some ideas for how you can start. Sergeant Reaper, thank you, but I already have a 5K PC and a PNG of what I could use as a model. Cute anime version of my hamster. His name's Choco. Another $5 dude. So thank you. Well, then you are already off to a great start. You have a great jumping off point. Before you buy anything, ask yourself, can I get this secondhand from a family, from a friend, a family member, a yard sale, or a thrift store? A lot of streaming equipment is available at thrift stores. Microphones, webcams, headphones, sometimes computers themselves, depending on your quality of thrift stores. If you have family members that don't need their laptop anymore, like say they just bought a new work laptop, then using their old work laptop could be a good starting point. Can these pieces of technology compete with streamers who have been doing things for a long time and have built up their setup over years? Yes! Yes, actually, they can. That kind of throws people off sometimes. Oops, chat keeps breaking. Let me fix that. There we go. People think that if you don't have a top-of-the-line computer that can play the newest games, that you're not going to be able to keep up. But the reality of the situation is a lot of the top streamers aren't playing like the flavor of the month game. I mean, most of them are, right? Most of the top streamers are like playing the flavor of the month game, or they're like running their games on like high-end graphics. But there are plenty of people out there who create content that's just them talking. That's just them like they've got a PNG and they're ranting about something, or they're doing like Minecraft gameplay or whatever. You know, Minecraft, if you install some mods, can be a very, very simple game to run, right? But out of the package, Minecraft is for some reason an extremely heavy game for a PC to run. But yeah, what is Hololive? Thank you. Masked Tanager, you are sus. Messenger, thank you. I hope we can make your day a bit better. Thank you. Yap is always in demand. Yeah, Minecraft plus Optifine. Yeah, there's a lot of options out there. Emulators are super easy to run, depending on the emulator, right? Like if you're running like a GameCube emulator, that's gonna be a lot more heavy. But if you're doing something like playthroughs of Pokemon Blue, right? It's not heavy technology. Pokemon Blue can run on a calculator, all right? And fuck you. Thank you for the 133. And then there's also other things you can do to ease the load on your PC. Say just like running OBS is really heavy, right? And maybe you could only run like OBS and a PNG tuber software. That's fine. There's a lot you can do with that. And don't feel like you're locked into streaming. This is how to be a VTuber on a budget. And VTuber stands for virtual YouTuber. Some of the original VTubers did pre-recorded content. You do not have to stream to be a VTuber. Can it run Doom? OBS has a plugin. There's also stuff you can do of like, if you do have two computers, you can like use one to run some software and another one to like just run the game. It can get very complicated, and it for this, I tried to like keep it very beginner friendly for technology, because it's always like you can always get more and more complicated, and you can always be like, yeah, I'm streaming from a Raspberry Pi and a Chromebook, all right? Like you can go to that extreme if you really wanted to, but I'm not gonna assume you're like a tech genius who wants to spend weeks figuring out how to set up that shit, all right? Chris Cook, thank you. A poor carpenter blames their tools. To a degree, this applies to streaming and tubing as well. I agree. So, will I regret buying this if I end up not liking streaming? This is something important to consider, because you don't know if you like streaming if you've never streamed before. You have no idea, right? The only way to know if you like streaming is to stream. So perhaps even before you start with like the actual VTuber model part, before you do any of that, you can just give it a try, test run it a bit. Maybe before you do anything, right? You can, if you have like a Discord that you're part of, you can try streaming to just like a group of friends or like a smaller community like that without making like a full-on Twitch account and hoping you get chatters, stuff like that, right? You can start small and see if you enjoy like the general vibe before you go any further, right? Because you don't want to invest in a laptop or streaming PC or nice model or whatever, and then it turns out that you're never going to use this all again because you don't even like PC gaming, you don't like streaming, you thought you were going to like maybe doing just chatting streaming, but you didn't, and now you have all this crap and you have to get rid of it. Oakland Tempo, thank you. Pip, I have Hollow Life stickers, bubblegum, and a used dial-up modem. What will work? Hold the Hollow Life stickers in front of a camera and upload them, and use draw a character on the bubblegum wrapper and tape it to the pen that you drew it with, and then like bounce it up and down while you review the stickers. There you go. Does this serve a practical purpose outside of streaming? If you are VTubing on a budget, you do not want to buy stuff specifically for streaming. It's just not worth it, right? There's a lot of really neat stuff out there. I love my Stream Deck. I used to feel like I bought a Stream Deck towards the beginning of when I first started streaming, and I didn't really know how to make the most of it. It really wasn't something that I needed at that point in time. I also, when I first started streaming, with one of my first ever paychecks, I bought a Valve Index. I barely did anything with it. I did not enjoy it. It was a ridiculous purchase. It was a complete waste of money. It was fun to mess with like a couple years later. A couple years later, I got some use out of it. But when I first started, I didn't need that. I bought it because there was a wait list for the Valve Index, and I put myself on the wait list, and then they gave you like a 2-day window for being able to buy it, and I was like, oh my god, if I don't buy this right now, I might not be able to get a Valve Index in the future, and this is like the best VR headset on the market, and if I don't get this, what if like a big game comes out that is like, it'll be like a mega stream buff, and if I don't buy it, I'm missing out. Yeah, I got FOMO'd. It was not worth it. Index is a huge waste for someone already not into VR. Yeah. Oculus Rift and subsequently Quest 2 and 3 are more than enough. I really enjoy the Quest 3. I enjoy the Quest 3 more than I enjoyed the Valve Index. The Valve Index was way too much effort to set up. I did not like dragging the cord around. It was a pain in the ass. I did not like it. It was so heavy. It gave me such bad headaches. The Quest 3, fantastic. That's all I need. It was all like, especially if you want to get into like full body tracking or whatever. Nowadays, you have a lot of really, really cheap options. You have a lot of really, really cheap options nowadays. You do not need to bother with all that. I wear glasses? Yeah, if you wear glasses, don't get a Valve Index, get a Quest, because the Quest has room for glasses. Ask me about the scratch on my Valve Index's lens. Argando, thank you. Thanks for all the great content. Sincerely, EU VOD game. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, if you like stuff like the Stream Deck, 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭 Scarlet mixers, stuff like that. If you have a use for it outside of streaming, go for it. If it's something that you're just buying just for streaming, don't bother with that yet. Once you establish yourself as a creator, you don't even have to buy the stuff yourself, right? This is gonna sound like maybe a bit too honest, but like if you want something like a Stream Deck, then you can set up like, you can go to throne.com and you can set up a fundraiser and you can let your fans fund it for you, right? You don't need to make that big investment yourself. And it's kind of like a nice like goal to have, right? It's a nice goal to have of like, okay, well, if I want a Stream Deck, I need to hit like these sorts of numbers, right? And if you're gonna hit those sorts of numbers, like it's almost like earning it, right? You're trying to earn your Stream Deck or whatever through streaming. Cool, thank you for the babies! Thank you, thank you, thank you! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you! It helps to motivate you. Yeah, it helps to motivate you. Gotta have fans first. You do have to have fans first. And I mean, like if you don't have fans, the Stream Deck is not gonna get you fans, right? Having a Stream Deck, it might enhance your stream, but it's not going to make your stream suddenly watchable, whereas before it was unwatchable or whatever, right? Pace yourself. Next, should I start smaller with a lower investment before buying this? Do you need a big gaming PC that has liquid cooling and a like smart system built in so you can track the heat of your PC from your phone and you can track all of the stats from your phone, and it has built-in integration with fucking Elgato products or whatever? No, you don't. No, you don't. But does that mean you should buy a $150 laptop? Maybe not. If you enjoy gaming, it makes sense for you to maybe save up a bit longer and get something that you're going to continue to use for gaming, right? And maybe that'll be a bit more middle of the road. Maybe you'll get like a $500 desktop, right? And then you do have to like get all the cords for that. You have to get a monitor, you have to get a keyboard, you have to get a mouse, but it's something that's going to be of benefit to you, right? Regardless of streaming. So that's something that's worth spending a bit more money on, right? If you're going to do that, if you're going to play PC games. If you just want to try out streaming, maybe a $150 laptop is worth it. And I saw people asking, where do you find a $150 laptop? Buying secondhand. Best Buy very frequently does really big sales, especially on open box products. If you go to Best Buy and the Best Buy website, are you reading from a script? No. If you go to the Best Buy website and you set your nearest store, you can see what's available there, and it'll have stuff like refurbished, open box, and some of that stuff is massively discounted. Like, massively discounted. Hugely discounted. I got 𝐂𝐚𝐭 a laptop, and it was like $1,000 cheaper than it should have been because it was the open box version. Massive fucking discounts, chat. Massive discounts. Best Buy, maybe not the greatest at times, right? But definitely worth looking at for sales on technology. The Fox and you had to fish a kid out of the pool after he looked me dead in the eyes, told me he couldn't swim, then jumped in the deep end. Anyways, how's the stream? Better than that kid, I guess. Eldorado, thank you. The stream was sponsored by Best Buy. Not sponsored by Best Buy. Micro Center 2. If you have one within driving distance, those are a bit more uncommon. Alright. There is no perfect plan that suits every situation. I've already said this. I'm going to say it one more time. So, for some, a laptop they can use also for school might be better than a full desktop, right? You don't necessarily want to buy like a full desktop if you also need a laptop for school anyways, right? You can kind of like double dip there. You need a laptop for school, there you go. But for someone who is already big on PC games, they might already have a desktop that's perfect for streaming. Consider carefully what is and isn't a reasonable purchase for you. Budgeting here isn't just about spending the least amount of money, but also ensuring you get some form of value from it outside of streaming. What's the point of spending $200 on a setup if you could have just used the one you had already? Postman, thank you. I think I can afford a piece of paper with a character drawing. Thank you. I love my budget. Yeah, a rabbit. Thank you. Be prepared for the following. Spending hours looking up solutions to why your webcam isn't being detected by your VTubing software or some other stupid bullshit. There's a lot of moving parts with streaming that you do not see as a viewer. There's a lot of little details that can completely break your stream that are very easy to accidentally flip one day, or your computer updates and something breaks, or you need to do a clean install of OBS and you have to reconfigure your settings. There's a lot of stuff. Be prepared to troubleshoot. If you have access to like a streamer Discord, or you know other streamers, ask them for help. All right, don't like spam them constantly, right? Like, oh, how do I do this? What's the best setting for this, right? Do your own research as well, but don't be afraid to ask. Like, I know when I first started, I was really confused about game capture, because game capture, when you first click on something, right? Say I want to game capture Minecraft. Sometimes it won't capture Minecraft, and I got very confused. I was like, why is this broken? Why doesn't this work? So I used window capture for everything. But the secret with game capture is sometimes you have to click a different window until it captures that window, right? So I'll be like clicking through the different sources and it'll be like game capture Minecraft, game capture folders, game capture Microsoft Chrome. Wait, Microsoft Chrome, Google Chrome. Like, you keep clicking through those until it captures one, and then you go back to what you actually want to capture, and 9 times out of 10 it'll work. Weird, thank you. Remember to reformat laptop? People leave viruses. True. Hero, thank you. People, I've been a member for 11 months. Heck yeah. Microsoft bought Chrome, pass it on. Ah. Yeah, so. Also, I got tea. Microsoft Chrome, Google Edge. Leave me alone! But yeah, so there's a lot of little things like that where if you just ask other streamers, they can help you. What kind of tea? It's throat coat. So it's got like honey in it, because my throat's been fucked up lately. The acoustics are great. Are you in a church? Is this sarcasm? Be careful about what you have open too. Don't want to dox yourself. Yep. Scarlet Adorn, thank you. How much should you invest in super chats and Pipkin Pippa to become top VTuber on Vine? On Vine? Bergen, thank you. YouTube is mocking me. I couldn't type even as a member. That thing told me it's just for people who subscribed for over a minute. Just saying. Huh? Yeah, you have to be subscribed to the channel, even if you're a member. Apollyon, thank you. I will say a decent cheap PC option is a used or refurbished office desktop and slap something like a 3050 6GB or even a 1050 Ti 75 watt in it. If you want to like learn about building your own computer and stuff, Newegg is a very good website. There's like a PC builder on there you can like assemble all the parts that you have in your PC already, and it will tell you like what's compatible if you want to swap stuff out. Beowulf, thank you. Game Capture Hate. Daniel Diaz, thank you. Or PC Part Picker. PC Part Picker, that's the one. I built my rig on Newegg. Alrighty. Also be prepared for trying a few different styles of content creation before finding one that feels right for you. You might hate streaming. That doesn't mean you can't be a VTuber. You might hate streaming on Twitch. Doesn't mean you'll hate streaming on YouTube. You might love streaming in a vertical format. Maybe short streams are your thing. Maybe you just want to do karaoke and you don't really... like, you're just happy to see anybody pop in. You're not really looking to build, like, a big community or whatever. Do karaoke on YouTube Shorts. Or maybe TikTok is more your speed, right? There's a million different combinations for being a VTuber. There's no one size fits all for content creation. So find out what you enjoy. It'll take some time, but it's pretty easy to figure out when you don't like something. Well, Ham, thank you. The using your current setup thing is real. Bought a new setup to draw, but my laptop worked fine. End result, I still don't use the new stuff. Exactly. The Mad Ventriloquist, thank you. Pippa and Shippa tired drinking tea. May your war against the mold be successful. Admiral Snifka. Admiral Snifkin. Thank you. Alright. Joy, thank you. Take my free no Pipkins. Thank you. Also be prepared for no viewers, no money, and no friends. It's an uphill climb. Alright? Streaming, being a VTuber, being a content creator in general, finding a fan base is pretty hard. Right? Establish yourself in a niche, figure out what your best options are, but most of all, find a reason to keep doing it, because there's no guarantee of viewers, there's no guarantee of money, and it's really hard to make friends. Bongo Bingo Tango Mango, thank you. Oh, Bongo Bingo Bango Bongo. Fuck, what are these names? Is everybody changing their name to mess with me? Anyways, yeah, find what makes you happy, because nothing is guaranteed. And if you're like, I just want to be a VTuber because I want to get super big so I can collaborate with my Yoshi or whatever, right? That's probably not gonna happen. Like, just being blunt. Just being blunt. All right. Maybe eventually it'll happen, but it's a lot of moving parts of a puzzle to solve. All right. I believe in you. If you really set out to do it, you can. No matter who you are, you can be successful as a content creator. I genuinely believe that. Whether you're male or can't speak or blind or whatever, there is a place for you in content creation. Max, thank you. How would you get motivation when you hit a wall? I can talk about that on another stream, because that's a whole big thing. Forget that. Thank you. This Benoit makes me happy. Pipkin Pippa's smoke detector. Beep. All right. Google how to do things for cheaper before you buy any streamer products. If you are dead set on getting a stream deck, please look up how to do the equivalent for cheaper. All right. So as much as I love Elgato and a lot of the streamer products out there, you're getting charged for convenience. There are thousands of guides out there for, on how to do things like capturing your Nintendo Switch's screen for streaming for a much cheaper price. All right, you can buy an Elgato capture card for like $100, or there's some workarounds out there for as cheap as $15. There's videos out there on that. I'm not going to get into all those because there's a million things. Nintendo Squid, fucking Splatoon on the brain. Pippa's gay sister, thank you. Names? What are you talking about? Huh? Nintendo Splatoon. Alrighty. Did I just move my entire thing? No, okay, we're good. Ghost of Norm McDonald, thank you. Instructions unclear. 500k underwater on a model? What? Cool. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭, thank you. I want to be a VTuber for fun and make others happy. Well, heck yeah. Alright. Let's get into it. Step 1. What do I need to start? You're gonna plot out everything you could possibly want for your first stream. Alright? Say you want to be a VTuber with heavy lore. Alright? And you want like a $10,000 model rigged by Iron Vertex, drawn by Neon Beats. You want your assets to be done by a top-of-the-line artist, one of the UI designers from Capcom, and you want a logo from the people that made the logos for HoloLive. And background noise, thank you. When do I have to fight the fish? You want a full 3D model and full 3D tracking and blah 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 blah. Write it all down. Genuinely write it all down. Modest Media, thank you. It feels very strange to watch people break character and offer what is genuinely good and helpful advice for change. Thank you. Now cut the majority of that! But you can save the list for later. Alright? You can save the list for later. I know. It's going to be hard. Yeah, 20 toggles and 100 emotes. Listen, until you hit affiliate, you can't even use emotes, alright? Unless you're using like 7TV or whatever. But if you don't even have affiliate status, that's a minimum requirement of 3 concurrent viewers. You ain't got anybody in your chat using emotes to begin with. You don't need emotes. You don't need them. You don't. You don't. Right. To start streaming, you have 2 main options ahead of you. PC and mobile. I know some people are going to be like, but Pippa, there's also this other option, or but Pippa, mobile, how can you stream from mobile? I don't know what other options are out there, alright? Listen, these are the 2 that make the most amount of sense to me, alright? So, strengths of PC streaming. It's more sustainable, alright? You might already have a PC of some sort. You can make a broader array of content with it. And to be blunt, it's the standard method of doing things. Alright? Yeah, what do you mean by more sustainable? It's easier to build off of your PC and continue adding to it, and it's just more reliable because most streaming stuff out there is made for PC. It's not impossible to stream from mobile. I'll get into that. Anne, thank you. Can you stream on a Mac? I don't know. I think you can, but I think you can stream on Mac, but I don't know why you would do that. Strengths of mobile streaming. What about Linux? I have no idea. Okay, anyways, you probably already have a phone. It's cheaper than a computer. Potentially, anyways, right? I'm saying it's cheaper than a computer because on average, you A, probably already have a phone, and B, upgrading to a newer phone tends to be cheaper because like a lot of mobile service providers, right? Like you get free upgrades every once in a while, or you can trade in your phone for a new phone and it's still cheaper. Whatever. Built-in apps allow you to start streaming for free with low commitment, right? So if you already have a mobile phone, as long as you can run some of the apps that I'm going to bring up here in the future, you can get started completely for free. Richard Burke, thank you. I've always wondered, when first starting out streaming, how does one prevent dead air when you have 0 viewers for a long period of time? It's just a skill you acquire. 8man, thank you. I only have a calculator. Twitter trash, thank you. How to keep track of a chat with a single monitor? Well, I only have 1 monitor. And I just put chat on the other side of the screen. So, to be fair, I do have an ultra-wide monitor. But yeah, I just drag shit around. I play all my games in windowed mode. Starting gear for mobile streamers. What you need for mobile streaming. That's right, I am seriously going to talk about this. I seriously have advice for starting streaming on mobile. And if you're saying ew, then obviously this is not for you, but it is for somebody else. So, what you need: a streaming app. Maybe a model, depending on the app, as some apps have models built in. And maybe earbuds. Potentially. Ideally you would want earbuds. Starting gear continued. These are mobile streaming apps. Now, I'm not going to tell you exactly the best setup for mobile streaming. This is going to take a little bit of messing with on your own. I really suggest you become familiar with these software, or well, with these apps, so you know what they're capable of. All right? Because you can combine some of these with each other, like Streamlabs and Reality. Reality is a mobile app that has a built-in avatar system and a bunch of gacha mechanics. It's not great. It's not great, but it is a starting point. You can stream from Reality directly on the app, and there's like a built-in user base. It's a little bit more like a social media platform than it is a streaming platform, but it does give you an idea for what streaming is like. So you could combine like Reality. I don't know what Reality's terms of service is, but there's also like did I not include it on here? Oh, I did. Custom cast. Okay, I'll talk about that in a bit. Irium is an upcoming app where you just upload a PNG and the software can automatically make it move for you. So like it'll make the mouth work for you. So you just upload a PNG and you talk and it automatically like rigs it for you. It's pretty crazy. It's not released in the West yet. I believe it has a September or November launch date. Streamlabs mobile app. I have actually used this once upon a time. I know. How I used the Streamlabs mobile app once upon a time in a different life, we'll say, is I had Pokemon Go on split screen with VTube Studio. So my phone was part Pokemon Go, part VTube Studio. It was like split in half, upside down, or not upside down, like half and half, like vertically. It barely worked. It barely fucking worked. And then I had Streamlabs running in the background. And my phone was a piece of crap. So it very quickly overheated my phone and crashed the stream, and then I had to just start it up again, and I couldn't use VTube Studio, but I could use Pokemon Go. Yeah. So, but if that was many years ago now. Mr. Hero, thank you. How long did your battery last with that setup? 𝐿𝐴𝐚𝐿𝐿. Love you, people. If you're like, nowadays phones are better, and there's other games that you can play on your phone that aren't quite intense. Gotta water cool your phone for that. Yeah, I remember I had to take off my phone case, and then when I did, I was like, oh my god, it hurts, it hurts. It was so hot. Yeah. So but it was an experience, and that's part of the fun of streaming, is experimenting, trying new things, breaking new grounds. All right, it was a thing. Background noise, thank you. The hustle is real. The hustle is real. Oh, it looks like to stream Android mobile on YouTube, you need at least 50 subscribers. That feels so arbitrary. Well, good news. You can stream to Twitch with this. Background noise, thank you. Alright, I read that. Tinja Train, thank you. Even if the stream died, the Pokemon were safe. Yeah. Alright. More mobile streaming apps. Prism Live Studio. I don't know anything about it, but I guess it's a thing in Korea, especially. It has a lot of built-in stuff. I really can't tell you much about it, but it came up in my research. RIP Prism. Oh wait, you mean Prism Project? Okay. AnyLive is another app that's coming soon that is targeted specifically for VTubers. Can VTubers work with Prism Live Studio? It had like a screen capture thing, so I'm going to say yes. From what I saw, you can like screen capture with Prism Studio Live. So you would just need to do that. Obviously, you can't make use of the face features, but here are apps where you can create your own avatar. So these other apps, you can stream directly from them. These are apps that only Reality you can stream from directly. I believe Custom Cast, if you have the Japanese version, you can broadcast directly to 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭 𝑑𝐮𝐿. Maybe you can do it in the English version as well. I'm not sure. I've never streamed on 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭 𝑑𝐮𝐿 before. I don't know anything about that. I cannot help you with that. I'm very sorry. But it does have built-in compatibility with that. It also has built-in compatibility with Seed. So Seed is like a content network that allows you to upload like your avatar. It does cost like $10 a month, I think, for the support, but if you happen to have like 3D, if you happen to have like a Quest, maybe you can stream from your Quest. I think there's ways to do that. I don't know how. Seed, S-E-E-D. So you can use your custom cast model on the Seed network, which would allow you to play virtual cast, which has built-in streaming also for 𝐂𝐚𝐭, I believe. And I think 𝗶𝗽𝗶𝗽. And I also think you can stream to YouTube, but I don't quote me on that last one. I think it might just be I think it might just be 𝐂𝐚𝐭 and 𝗶𝗽𝗶𝗽, but I'm not sure. So thank you, Sneed. Now, Savani, thank you. If using a cheap webcam for tracking, how to set up the camera to accurately track my face without it being in front of the monitor? Otherwise, I have to put the cam at a high angle and it has tracking issues. Put it below your monitor. Or put your monitor up. Raise your monitor up somehow. Put it on like a stack of books. And then put your webcam below. Honestly, half of the time, my phone blocks my screen and I can't see part of what I'm doing. That's just one of the sacrifices you make as a VTuber, is in order to have better tracking. A lot of the times your phone is going to block part of your screen. It's just a reality. There's ways to like set it up perfectly, but you know what? I live for the scuff. So anyways. Custom Cast has a lot of paid for options and they are quite pricey, but you can still make an avatar, male or female, with it for free. So you could then use Custom Cast, and if you wanted to go an entirely free route, you could use Custom Cast and Streamlabs and just screen share your or screen capture your custom cast and then stream to Twitch with just that, and you could do just chatting streams with just that. Vroid Mobile, I don't remember if this has built-in tracking in-app. I think it does. But you can make your avatar on there, and it also has compatibility with Seed. You can... yeah, okay. And then Reality, I already touched on Reality. Yeah, I think Vroid Mobile has like... I think it has like a world tool where you can like make like a scene and everything. I think it's a bit more advanced than when I last checked on it. Okay, thank you. You could get 2 monitors and put the camera between TVs. You could. Now, Vroid Mobile is not the same as Vroid for PC. These two things are not the same. They have different like export options, and you can't import the same, and you can't like build everything up the same. Custom Cast has seen, yeah. So that about does that. Your options for mobile streaming are pretty limited, but they are out there. You can't transfer files between them? Maybe you can. I think if you upload them to Seed and then set them to be... set the download permissions, I think you can. Custom Cast, you can't take your avatar out of Custom Cast unless you upload it to Seed, and I don't think you can... I don't think you can set it to like upload or to be downloadable. It's a strange file type. It's complicated. It's all so complicated. Okay. Starting gear for PC streamers. Realistically, this is probably what you're going to do. This is probably what you are going to do if you're serious about streaming. What you need: a model. This doesn't have to be live 2D. It doesn't have to be 3D. You can be a PNG tuber. There are resources out there for that. I don't think I included those in this presentation, but there's one called like oh god, it's called like Vdo. Just these nuts, thank you. Man, this is a lot of notes. I'm gonna have to watch again. Heck yeah. You can be a PNG tuber. It's very cost effective. Alright. You're gonna need software that can run the model. So either one of the PNG tubing softwares or VTube Studio or VSeeFace. I'll get into all this later. You're gonna need streaming software. So OBS, Stream Elements OBS, Streamlabs OBS, just use OBS, Beto. Is it called Beto? I don't remember. Anyways, you're gonna need a microphone if you want to talk, right? Ideally, you're gonna need a microphone. If you have a laptop, there's a good chance that it's built in. That microphone's probably gonna suck, but oh, Vtuber, Vtuber, something like that. Vtuber, yeah, that's right. Food, please, and 𝐒𝐴𝐡𝐚𝐬𝐿usion. Headphones. I strongly recommend headphones. Otherwise, it makes for a very unpleasant experience for the viewers because your audio, if you're playing a game, is going to loop back into your microphone, and it's going to be very annoying. You're gonna need a phone or a webcam for tracking. This is another way that laptops can help save money, is because they usually have a built-in webcam that you can just use directly rather than having to worry about using your phone or anything like that. And this is just the minimum. Everything else is a bonus. This is, you could have a great stream setup with just this. You don't need anything else. It's nice to have. It's nice to have. But if you want to do a debut, this is like the starter pack I recommend. I'm not you, thank you. Is there a VTube streaming thing for kids? My 11-year-old daughter loves VTubers. I let her watch. She wants to learn to do it, but I wouldn't dare subject her to creepy 44-year-old dudes on the internet. That one's a hard one. I'm gonna say there are VTubers out there that have provided like VTuber models for their kids. Bo Sheep, I think is her name, has like a model for her daughter, their daughter. I'm very foggy on their situation. I'm sorry. But they, I think, stream with their kids sometimes. Yeah, 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐬𝐿, I think, has a PNG for her kid. If you want your child to test out VTubing, I would say it's something that you need to sit down and you need to monitor them. You need to be in their chat and deleting any messages, and you need to be in control of their social media. Because it is very easy for things to go wrong. Basically, it needs to be your channel. You need to have complete control over it, and you cannot leave them alone with it. Because it's just too easy for it to go wrong. If you want them to just do it for fun, then I'm going to talk about ways to get cheap models. And you could have them stream in Discord to their friends. You can set up OBS, and you can make it look like a real stream, and it just be done in Discord with their other child friends, if they have Discord. Copper saying thank you. Don't be weird, chat. My dad is a mod. How to get a model for free without learning how to do art? Yes, really. Vroid Studio, baby. I know. I hate 3D! Yeah, well, this is the easiest way to get like a fully customized model. Vroid Studio does have limitations, but people, like, with how advanced Vroid Studio has become, you can create everything from buff dudes to lolies to furries to MILFs to whatever you can dream of. People make robots. It's pretty limited, but people are very creative with it. People are very, very creative with Vroid Studio, and there's a lot of pre-made assets out there for if you have zero art skills yourself. If this is the route you want to take, you can download Vroid Studio for free on Steam. And if you want to build your model out of parts that other people have made... 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭. Oh, wait, that's an interesting discussion. Okay, after this. Damn, guess I wasted 2 years on Blender. You did not. If you know how to use Blender, Blender is going to be better than Vroid Studio. But anyways. You can go to booth.tm/en. You'll click the little 3 hamburger... It's like little hamburger filter menu. Filter will pop up. Set your category to 3D models. Then set the subcategory to Vroid. Ooh, Fergus this thing. You can set the price to 0 yen. But note that many free items have a donation option, so those items will be filtered out. From here, you can sort through and select pre-made assets to use. Feel free to add words to the filter. Try Google translating words into Japanese if the results are slim. However, there are a lot of English speakers that upload to Vroid, so you will still be able to find stuff, right? You don't need to entirely type in Japanese. You can find some stuff, but yeah. And these are like some of the examples. There's like stockings that people have uploaded. Different. This one's a hair texture. The blue one's a hair texture. There's eyes. There's shoes. And basically, you'll just go into Vroid Studio, and there's like an import button option, and you'll click that, and you can import the parts. And it might take a little bit of tweaking, but you can get something pretty decent. Yeah. There's also 1,000,001 tutorials out there, both on the product pages and on YouTube. I love tweaking out. That's not what I meant! Okay. So. I didn't know Vroid could do that. Yeah. Do male VTubers need to wear programming socks IRL to really get the full experience? Yes. So. How do I stream with my new Vroid model that I assembled entirely out of free parts and have now exported as a VRM file? I personally recommend either VSeeFace or Warudo. Back a long time ago, long before the dinosaurs and things like Lemonade, my first encounter was with a software called Wakaru. It sucked. I'm very grateful for it, but it sucked. There's another software out there. Girl DM still uses Luppet, which is a very ancient software. You can find it on Booth, and it is, I think, $25 for the premium license, but I could be wrong. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good tracking. There was another one that I used to use called VUP, V-U-P, but that has also shut down. Somebody brought up Koikatsu, and that brings me to Vkatsu, which was a VTubing software utilizing Koikatsu assets. If you don't know what Koikatsu is, it's a porn game. And Vkatsu, there are actually quite a few VTubers that used it. You might recognize 𝐂𝐡𝐚. 𝐂𝐡𝐚, her original VTuber model was made using Vkatsu. Isn't that wild? Isn't that crazy? Yeah. 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 A porn game with an incredibly robust character creation tool. Yeah, so Vkatsu also had very good character creation. I spent so many hours in Vkatsu. I spent so many hours making characters. It's so much fun. VSeeFace and Warudo are free. You can find VSeeFace by just going to Google. Warudo is available on Steam. VSeeFace is easier to use, but Warudo has many more built-in options. VSeeFace also has a fairly vibrant plugin community. Maybe there are some people in here that know more about Warudo. I know Warudo has a integration with the Steam Workshop. Correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe it just has a built-in marketplace, but there's lots of like pre-made assets available. So on Wardo, you'd be able to import like a scene for your character, such as like a snowy forest, directly in-app. It's a bit harder to use, but like initially, but it has more like built-in stuff. VC Face, if you wanted to add a snowy forest background to your character, where your character was like actually in the forest, you would have to get a bit more complicated. You have to boot up Unity, and you'd have to like, I forget the file, but there's like a specific file for VC Face, and you have to export it as that, and you have to set up shaders. It's kind of a pain. Pizza Man, thank you. 𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿 is still alive in the Internet Archive, by the way. Below. Thank you, thank you. VRM? It's not VRM that VC Face uses for the advanced stuff. You would import a regular VRM into VC Face, but if you wanted to have more complicated shaders and like a stage and stuff like that, VC Face has like its own special file type for that. There's another creator. I'm blanking on her name right now. Oh god. She's a pink cat girl. Is it Vinyan? Something like that? I forget her name, but she makes a million different plugins. It's not Nanners. Nanners doesn't make plugins, chat. There's a girl who makes 𝐶𝐕 Drill! That's right, Kodak! Thank you, thank you, thank you. 𝐶𝐕 Drill! Where the hell did I get Vinyan from? I think Vinyan is the name of one of her plugins. 𝐶𝐕 Drill, that's 𝐶𝐕_IDRIEL. She makes a million different plugins for VC Face and a bunch of tutorials, so be sure to check out her channel on YouTube. Pink cat is the most unhelpful description of a VTuber. Vinyan is a software she developed. Thank you, Chia. Thank you. Alright. Now! Streaming software. I already kind of went over this. You don't really have that many options. I mean, I say there are many, but like if you want to do stuff for free, a lot of them are paid. Most of them suck. Just do OBS. Just do OBS. Most of them suck. Meek Little Mouse, thank you. Finally got my pit flesh. She stares upon this world in disappointment on my PS5. 11 months of the best. You have it. Beep. Well, thank you. Stream Elements Live. This is a modded version of OBS Studio. Good for built-in tipping and overlays. This is what I use. I use SE Live. But it works basically the same as regular OBS. It just has like a few extra features that make streaming a bit easier. Streamlabs. How do you feel about OBS Streamlabs? I use Streamlabs for Twitch because it has a lot of really good integrations with Twitch that makes my life a bit easier. Because I stream on YouTube and Twitch, I like to keep my YouTube stuff on SE Live, and I like to keep my Twitch stuff on Streamlabs. So that way I don't have to worry about changing out profiles, making sure everything still works as I change it over from platform to platform. It's nice having two copies of a software that each do something different. Streamlabs, I honestly think is a good starter pack if you have money. If you have a couple $100 you are willing to invest into streaming, I would say pick up your streaming equipment and then pick up a Streamlabs subscription if you really want the convenience. At least as like a starting point. If you want the convenience, Streamlabs is very nice. Just because it simplifies a lot of stuff. It has a lot of like... It has like built-in support. I remember a long time ago, way before dinosaurs and things like Lemonade. Rudy, thank you for the raid! Thank you! My first experience with attempting to stream for real, I use Streamlabs. And I think it was worth it. I think it was worth it. almost entirely just for their support. I spent many hours talking to Streamlabs OBS support. I'd be like, why is this broken? And they'd be like, did you try restarting it? And I'd be like, yes. And then they'd be like, okay, what do you have this setting on? And I'd be like, this. And they'd be like, okay, change it. And I'd be like, okay. And then it'd work. Now, I could have saved money and I could have not paid the $15 a month or whatever for Streamlabs OBS, but I liked it, so I kept it. Because you also get a website that doubles as a merch store, and it has like built-in integration. But I will say, if you're starting out, nowadays you have so many options. I would say the Streamlabs merch store is not worth it compared to like fourthwall.com. Fourthwall.com, hashtag not sponsored, is a very good merch platform for streamers or for content creators in general. And it has like integrations you can do with Twitch and stuff. Sure, BT, thank you. I need this budget build. I've got 10k in dental bills. First 2 root canals on Monday. Thanks for telling me to finally go before it was too late. Hell yeah! I'm glad you're getting it done. I'm glad you're getting it done. I'm happy for you. I'm sorry about your bills. XSplit is like OBS but worse and takes subscriptions. Yeah, I don't know why you would use XSplit. Okay. I don't want a 3D model. I want a live 2D model. I think 3D models are ugly, and also they're too heavy for my computer to run. They take up too many resources. I don't like 3D. It's ugly. I can't make my model look like how I want it, or I don't really care what my model looks like as long as it's like cute. Whatever. Then you should go to booth.pm or 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐬.com and use this phrase, hanyo maderu, to find general use models. That means available for everyone. If you forget how to write it, just go to Google Translate and type in general purpose model. I've also got it linked directly in the description. If you go to these websites, you will find models that are like $6. The model in the thumbnail, I actually did buy it just so I could show it off. It was a $6 model. Actually, can I wait, did I download it onto this PC? I don't think I downloaded it onto this computer, which was a mistake because I could have showed off the difference. I could have shown off the difference. But you can even preview the models. I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys at the end. $6 is pretty good. It is pretty good. Yeah, I'll show you guys at the end, like the different models you can get on like 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐬. Unless, actually, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna pop up in Brave right now, and I'm just gonna show you guys. Give me 1 second. I thought I had already set this up, but I got preoccupied fixing. Don't register. Okay. So, allow me to window capture this. Okay, so this is 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐬. And if you go on 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐬, if you right click, you can translate to English depending on your browser, and that makes things a little bit easier sometimes. There's VTuber assets on here, VTuber models on here. You can do commissions on here for models. You can commission just the art, you can commission just the rigging. This is the section for upcoming models. So say you're thinking about becoming a VTuber, but you want to invest in like the right model for you, right? You don't want a general use model, but you don't want to spend the money investing in a fancy custom model. Pre-made models tend to be like half the price, at least, of commissioning something brand new, right? So you look at like this model. This is just a part separated model, right? So this is 19,000 yen. 19,000 yen is $117. For $117, you can have a custom character design. And you just need to rig it. And you can now save that money of having a rigged model by rigging it yourself, maybe. You can make use of the Live 2D free trial and you can rig it yourself. Or you can go to like VGen. You can find like a beginner rigging artist, and some of them only charge like $100, which is a very like bare bones rigging, but it'll make it move. And like $100 is a lot of money, but yeah, that's a whole thing. You do have to like click here and read their terms of service though. Some of them it's like, so no copyright transfer. That means if you join the company or whatever, the company would not be able to have the rights to the character, right? It's good to talk to your your person that you are buying the model from. So I would also recommend looking for people that have English as a supported language. Here's a cute model. This one has rigging. This is 39,800 yen. So that is 39,888. $246 for a custom character design. This 1 out of 1 here, this means it is only for sale once. If you buy this, you are the only person with this character design and with this model. That is dirt cheap. $117 for a fully rigged model. That is just yours. Nobody else can use it. That is really, really good. That is really, really, really good. Is that an NFT? It's not an NFT! But, again, look, this person even has their TOS in English. Modifications, customizations, etc. are available upon request at no charge, as I'm still learning modeling. So see, this is somebody who is still learning how to do rigging. And because of that, they're offering their services at a discount. Okay, this is really laggy. This isn't the modeler's fault. This is my computer having a stroke. If you click this little blue button here in the bottom left, if there is that button, it means it's a rigged avatar and you can test it out. But here's an example video of what it looks like. So yeah. Yeah. Let's go down here. This is intended for use with VTube Studio. There are a few different face tracking softwares out there. VTube Studio is going to be your best bet for Live 2D. It is arguably the best. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐬𝐞 has their own like face tracking software called 𝐂𝐡𝐚 Studio. There's also Face Rig if you wanted to have something rigged for Face Rig specifically. I very strongly suggest just using VTube Studio. It does have a watermark on it, and you do have to pay extra for like webcam tracking, which are some additional costs. But is VTube Studio free or is it a monthly payment? It's a one-time payment to remove the watermark, and webcam face tracking is an additional like $15. But you don't have to pay to remove the VTube Studio watermark if you don't want to. The developers seem to not care if you just crop it out in the beginning. Yeah, you can hide the watermark without paying. If you can pay for VTube Studio, I would strongly suggest it because it is a absolutely amazing software. Demonstration video, key bindings. So these are all like the different accessories that the model has. They probably show them off here. Yeah, so it has like a glow-in-the-dark toggle. 𝐶𝐶, I do think they care. I mean, they've talked about it on like Twitter and seemed fine with people cropping out the watermark. How do you deal with anxiety for streaming? You just keep doing it. But yeah, there were some of the toggles. Feel free to custom... permissions for use. Please feel free to use it for your app /GameWorks, VideoWorks, VTuber activities, etc. Please indicate the author's name. So this means that they're gonna want you to put like their name, which you can find here. Their name is gnome. You would put that, ideally you'd put a link back to like their Twitter or their Pixiv or Fanbox or whatever. You would put a link back and their name on like your Twitch profile to this person. Please feel free to customize it by changing colors. This is something that a lot of people don't realize you need to ask permission for. But like some artists, especially like Japanese artists, tend to be a bit more protective of their art, right? So they view their VTuber models that they create as like part of their portfolio. And if you're applying changes to it, right? Like say you recolored the eyes for like a stream, because like VTube Studio has built-in color changing and part removing. Say I change my eye color to blue, right? I edit my files and I do that. Not all art mamas are going to be okay with that. Not like art mamas, artists that create the VTuber models, not all of them are okay with it. Prohibited items, reproduction, redistribution, and comments of your own creation are prohibited. So this is a bit confusing through machine translation, but reproduction means like publishing the model, I believe again, right? I think reproduction. Oh, no merch. I don't know if that's merch. I think reproduction is like redistributing the model, but the redistribution is also redistributing the model. I don't know. You should talk to them and like make it more clear. No resharing or reselling. Yeah, I think it's you can't post the model online for other people. And then redistribution. Wait, redistribution is don't share. Reproduction is don't sell it. Comments of your own creation are going to be like, don't say that you made it. Right? So, yeah. $246 for a completely custom VTuber model. Is it something you designed? No. But honestly, that's kind of how I prefer it. I have gone through the song and dance of designing my own characters and stuff like that, and I've made models and stuff in the past with like Vroid. I don't like my own creations. I don't like my own creations. I like just buying from somebody else and admiring their creation, right? So yeah. If you're like me and you hate yourself so much that you can't tolerate your own creations, this is a great option. Also, I feel like it's a bit easier to get the creative juices flowing. In my opinion, this is how my brain works, right? My brain works if like... So what's like another one of these models? If I want, like, say I'm browsing through here, right? And I'm going to translate to English to make it a bit easier. Maybe. Nope, it's not gonna work. I think, was it this button? This is sold out. Was it this button? Nope, that's sold out. Okay, there we go, now it changed. Looking for... Sold works, I think. Wait. Sales quantity. Limited quantity. They changed it recently. I don't know why they changed it. There we go. So you'll put sales quantity down here to this bottom option. It used to be that there was like a 1 and it was easier to understand, but they changed it. So anyways, you click through here. These are all models that are a one-time purchase, right? So say I'm a dude and I want a dude model. I would like look at this and I'd be like, I like with this is like a vampire hunter dude. I could be like a vampire hunter. I could be like, or maybe I'm not a vampire hunter. Maybe I'm like, I'm actually like a werewolf hunter, and my joke is that people look at me and think I'm a vampire hunter and I get really mad about it. And my name is even like, my name is like Hellsong or something, or my name is like Geralt Helsing. My name is 𝐿𝐴𝐿, okay? And I'm not a vampire hunter. I'm not a goddamn vampire hunter. I'm a fucking werewolf hunter. We're very different, all right? And you banter with your chat about that, right? Or like your chat calls you like a pretty boy because you got like eyeliner and stuff, and you're just like, I'm not wearing eyeliner. Alucard Leon, thank you. An artist's worst critique is themselves. Also, in the light of the Dodger Hollow, may we request for you to be a mascot for shooting sports such as IDPA, CMP, Mile Long Club. If any sports companies or whatever want to reach out to me, hell yeah, let's partner up, dude. Yeah, this one's like a $2,000 model. This one's a lot more expensive. Here's like its different expressions and stuff. This is a very beautifully made model. It's very rare to see models that have alternate poses like this. Very, very, very rare. Look, if you're a furry, there's furry models. If you're... Is this male? Shota? Here's a Shota model. If you're a Shota, you can be a Shota. If you want to be a Shota. If you're... If you want to be like... I saw this model earlier. If you want to be like a... Maybe you're like a very hikikomori type, you know? You're kind of like... You want to play like horror games, right? Like, I would look at this and I'd be like, oh man, this would be great for being like a horror game streamer, right? This is like... How much is this? Hold on. 8000. So this is $495, which is pretty pricey. A little bit pricey. There's a lot of... There's mucho texto here. You can click this button to like make it move automatically. And then I think like maybe lowering the FPS will make it work better. I don't know. And then... Oh, wait. Nope. Ah! I forgot. They also added this button up here in the top left. I don't... Wait, can you guys see my cursor? Yeah, you can. So this button here lets you test out the tracking. And was it this button? I don't know if it's this button. I don't remember. Maybe it's this one. I think it's this one. This one allows you to like change the expressions. Like it'll cycle through the different expressions and stuff. And then if you click down here, there you can mess with the sliders individually. So if you're messing with... Your computer's trying so hard. My computer's struggling, dude. My computer's trying so hard. If you look for like a... If you go here and you click this button, this is the general use models, like the customizable ones. Usually anyways, this one's in here anyways. But if you like click this button, it's an easy way to find like some customizable models. And if you go in here and you're like, I like this one. What options does it have? Like you can click through the options, right? And kind of like imagine in your head how you would want the model to look like. Or you can click this and you can go down through here and you can like drag these sliders and you can see what they all do. And so usually these ones it's like, yeah, see it's like I click like, oh, I want yellow eye and a blue eye. I want puppy ears. I want I want the hoodie. Right? Oh, that's so cute! Ah, that's so cute! It's like, oh, hi, Leah! Puppy ears, please. Okay, calm down there, Mercy. Yeah, you can like, you can see what the options are for these models before you buy them, right? Like you can like customize it and you can be like, is this what I want? Is this what I like connect with? And then go from there, you know? It comes with a tail. Yeah, it comes with a tail. It comes with a lot of toggles. This is actually a really, really good model. And this is 5,000 yen, which is $30. So about the price of a game. Not a AAA game, but about the price of a game. Hector, thank you. Put all the sliders on max, and if it doesn't look like an Oblivion character, it's not what you need as a VTuber. What the hell? $30, and you can get something super customizable like this. And you might be like, but wait, Pippa. It's not like... It's not... exactly what I want. Well... It really doesn't need to be when you're starting out. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭 𝐑𝐿. There's going to be 50 new 𝐂𝐡𝐴s by next week. You really don't need something that looks exactly like how you want. Alright? Think of a lot of VTubers that you watch, how they might start out looking one way, and then a couple years later, when they can afford it, they upgrade to something more personalized. This has been a lot more normalized recently, thankfully. I remember back in the earlier days of the Western VTubing scene, there was a girl that did like she had a Girls Frontline avatar. And she was using that, like a free model. Hi Cleo, is Cleo here? Hi Cleo! She was using a Girls Frontline avatar. And people realized and then got upset. And eventually she commissioned a model that was inspired by the Girls Frontline model, but was more her own character. You know, it's you can start small. You can start small. Way to remember. Well, that was a long time ago. I don't remember her name now. It's been many years. Like 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐻. Yeah, 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐻 used a free model that just comes with VTube Studio, and then commissioned a custom model. It's yeah. There's a lot of options for you. There's a lot of options. I very much recommend 𝐿𝐼𝐻 for beginners. It is kind of a pain to buy from here because purchasing as a foreigner isn't officially supported, so you can't use just like PayPal. But credit cards work. I don't know why, but credit cards, I've been able to buy off of here with a credit card, and it works. Not my PayPal account, but yeah. Hey guys, Zulu, thank you. Helped a friend get started, and we just modded the textures in Photoshop on our $5 booth model. It doesn't need to be flashy from the start. Nah, you're just getting a feel for it, you know? Feel like check to see if you like even connect with the character, right? Like maybe you don't. Like, what if you invest $10,000 into a beautiful VTuber model from your dream artist and you don't even like the character? Right? Maybe you liked the character as a character, but then in terms of actually like portraying it on stream, maybe you don't resonate with it. That's pretty common, right? A lot of people, when they first start out, they have like an archetype that they like, right? Like they like lolis or they like MILFs, right? And they're like, that's what I want to be. I want to be like my favorite anime character. But just because you like watching that character on screen does not mean you enjoy being that character. Just because you enjoy watching other VTubers do that doesn't mean you enjoy doing that, right? So it's good to start small and test it out. The only two types. Well, I mean, or maybe like you go for like a villain character. I've seen this before. I have seen people make their entire brand being a villain, right? They're like, I am a villain VTuber. And then they get mad that people play into that, right? They don't want people to actually like, they don't expect that people are going to like roleplay along with them or whatever, or there's like that disconnect sometimes, you know? I thought live your VTuber do's and don'ts stream. Thank you. It happens. There's nothing wrong with it, right? There's nothing wrong with it turning out you don't like being a specific character. Tao, thank you. Do you think a self-drawn rigged model has any additional draw over a purchased one, or does it not matter to the general audience? Being 100% blunt, like, most of your viewers aren't going to be able to know where your model comes from. Most of your viewers are going to like, they'll look at like the 𝐿𝐼𝐻 model, that the model that 𝐿𝐼𝐻 used to use, right? And they'll be like, that's 𝐿𝐼𝐻, right? They don't know that that model is also used by a bunch of like Japanese speedrunners because it's a free default model that's been around for ages. people will look at like the model Fillion uses and they'll associate that model with Fillion and they don't know that it's a model from Booth. Well, I guess everybody does now, but like, or not a free model, but like a general use model, you know? Most viewers don't know. Tactics, thank you for 5,000 wands. Thank you, thank you. I don't speak Korean. Micronoise, thank you. And you can always outgrow where you started from. Yeah. Too soon? That's not a diss. I'm not dissing Fillion for using a like general use model. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Using a general use model is completely fine. Your viewers are not going to notice unless somebody else who is really big is also using the model, right? So you can go on here and you can look through here and you can be like, well, maybe there's already somebody that has like 5,000 viewers that uses this model. Yeah, Fillion said it for years. It wasn't a secret. Yeah. Right? Maybe somebody already uses this one, right? Maybe they have 5,000 viewers. Well, you can still customize it to make it more your own, right? Or you can just say, I don't like how people will look at this model and just based on like the art style and stuff, they're gonna think of this other streamer. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm going to find something a bit different. Maybe with like a similar vibe, right? Like, there's so many in here. There's so many in here. Rematch, I think Fillion is an excellent pilot. Anyone who takes issue with that is a fool. Huh? I think Niana... Did Niana Banana used to use this model? Am I crazy? I think she used to use this one. The model that Hexa used is on here somewhere. And that can also be like a selling point for some people, right? Like, oh, I really like this VTuber. I want to use the same model type. Or maybe Niana used this one. I don't remember. You know, like, don't rip them off completely or whatever. But like, there's so many models on here, whether you're a guy or a girl or whatever. You know, there's so much on here. And it's all so cheap. Right, this one's 3,000 yen. Chat, 3,000 yen, $18. $18, and you can have your own cat girl who looks like this. Doesn't have like a lot of customization options, but yeah. Yeah. And then you can also layer stuff on top, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't think too hard about your model, alright? Experiment. Have fun. That's a whole bunch, Pippa. For a model, $18 is very, very, very cheap. BCM, thank you. Can I turn my profile picture into a model? Also, I finally got my Pippa plush. I mean, you could. You could. There's some, like, completely free models on Booth and out there on the internet in general. Hi, Nana! I think you used to use like a general use model, didn't you? Did you get it from Booth? Now you have like your own custom model. I'm thinking like way back. There's also like popularity filters. Oh, look at this little parakeet! That's so cute! Okay, if it would like translate, I could sort through the... Oh, there's a one! Oh man, this VTuber model used to be all over! I think it's called the Jenny model or something like that. And then there was, there's still a VTuber that uses this. There's still a bigger VTuber that uses this. I don't remember her name. But this, like, if you've been, like, watching a lot of VTubers, you've definitely seen this one. Card Leon, thank you. Remember, the model will be merch for local people, so it shouldn't be too shameful to fly it. What? Speaking of which, do I need your permission, Pippa or Fishman, to laser engrave my mags for my local 3-gun competition? I mean, I don't mind if you do it. Pasta? MILF VTuber? That's the one Henya's Papa uses. There you go. That's a solid base model. It really is. It really is. This is a good model. There's a reason it's popular. I I know there's one girl that puts like horns and stuff on hers. It's literally, her horns are just like a PNG that she stacked on top. Dynamic Doodle, thank you. What voice changer did you use to trick fish into thinking you're a girl? Oh my god. You can pimp a smoke detector. Beep. Yeah. Ava Lamp's human model? I don't remember. Serena Penguina uses what? But yeah, you can layer like horns and ears and stuff. There's like some ears for sale on here, right? Maybe you find the perfect model and you're like, but wait, it doesn't have I don't know. It doesn't have... I'm scrolling through here. I'm looking for like animal ears. If you just like type, you can find stuff a bit more quickly. Maybe you're like, my perfect character has like animal ears and this model doesn't have animal ears integrated specifically. Well, if you go in here, there you go. Look, cat ears. So say you want like the Jenny model or whatever, right? Say you want this model. You can buy this, $18. You can buy these ears, and then in VTube Studio, you just stack them on top of each other. And there you go. $18 plus $5, you got your own little cat girl version, right? This is like the import window. It's literally this easy. You just add these, right? Right on top of your model like that. And they don't move like perfectly. You can customize them to make them work a little bit better, but like your viewers are not gonna care. They're not gonna notice. You are seriously not gonna notice. So yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it is worth it. Cat ears are always great. Yeah. VTube Studio is pretty good for tracking. Yeah. We notice. It's fine. What the fuck? Huh? Huh? Okay, I don't know what's going on with my... I don't know what's going on with my recommendations, but we have stomach cancer, underage cosplay, and my mom told me I'm adopted. Oh, treats me like I'm adopted. Have you been watching? I haven't watched anything! Background noise, thank you. The scuff is part of the charm. Yeah, the scuff is part of the charm. Okay. Back to the presentation. Back to the actual presentation. So yeah. Again, I have the search term linked in the description, so it's just automatic. Job, thank you. People in the 1800s. In the future, we will have flying cars. 2024, 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐞 integration. Yeah. Where can I buy secondhand equipment? Alright. Say you're like, alright, you know what? I'm set on this. I'm gonna get a general use model, and I'm gonna get a shitty laptop that I can also use for school or for work or whatever, or I'm gonna use my desktop, but I need a new monitor because mine's broken. Refurbished equipment is generally your way to go. Refurbished is secondhand that has been fixed up. So it's generally stuff that's been returned to the store, and then the store employee back end will be like, all right, let's make this more presentable, and they like reformat it and update it. Not like update it, like modify it, but usually like they make sure it's in working order. You know, if keycaps are broken, they fix those, whatever. So refurbished equipment with return options if it sucks, or if you want warranties. Best Buy, I think it's a 15-day warranty at a base level, and then you can also purchase like a 2-year warranty for pretty cheap. And Best Buy's warranty system is really good. I used to enjoy drawing, and I tried all these different like drawing tablets, and they would like break. All my drawing tablets would break on me. So like, every year I would go in and I'd be like, my drawing tablet broke. And they'd be like, oh, do you have a warranty? And I'd be like, yes. And they were like, oh, okay. We'll give you full in-store credit. Or I remember with my headphones, I used to get Corsair headphones. And when those would break, I would go into Best Buy and I'd be like, my headphones broke and I bought them here. And you still have to like provide your receipt or your account or whatever the fuck it was. It was my dad's account, so I'd just go in, I'd be like, all right, here's the phone number for the account, here's this, blah, 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 right? And then they would be like, oh, okay, I see it. We'll just get you the new one. I don't know if they still do that, but like my Corsair headphones would break, and if they were not in stock anymore, they would just upgrade me to the next new one. It was so nice. I really, really love Best Buy's warranties. I think it's worth it. They still do? Fuck yeah. Amazon! Amazon return policy is generally pretty good. Make sure you're not buying from sketch third-party sellers. Person with a Chinese name. Thank you, thank you. Here, no, thank you. r/hardware swap is good for used, reliable equipment. I don't know about that one, but I'll take your word for it. And then your local tech shop. Really depends on your local tech shop. Some local tech shops are great and they'll have amazing deals, and maybe like an office company will go out of business and they'll dump all their old computers on them or whatever. Or maybe you'll have like really passionate people that surf local thrift stores or Craigslist ads and fix up computers for dirt cheap. Really depends. It entirely depends. Some of them are complete garbage. Some of them are extremely passionate. Cheaper but more sus. eBay. eBay returns are extremely hit or miss. I would not count on being able to return anything to eBay. And Facebook Marketplace. Again, I would not count on being able to get a refund. It's kind of buy at your own discretion. eBay has goods protection. eBay is still not great in my experience for returns. That way you get to meet a new friend though. My experience with eBay returns has not been great. Alright, now you've got your setup. Where do you stream at? You have everything you need and you're ready to like to go live. But where do you do it at? Let's choose a platform. YouTube. It's easier to reach non-VTuber fans on YouTube. Alright? YouTube has a lot of different content on it already. A lot of non-streaming content, especially. So you're gonna have an easier time finding... No Kick. Kick is on a future slide. Be patient. You'll have an easier time like breaking into specific niches. Better VOD archival. Twitch, depending on like the level of your channel. Chat, look, there's a bunch of different platforms on here. Alright, shut up. Literally just give me a second! Okay. Twitch deletes your VODs, usually after like 2 weeks. More opportunities for content beyond stream. You can upload videos to YouTube. You can also upload videos to Twitch, but nobody watches videos on Twitch. You can upload shorts to YouTube. Twitch also recently integrated a shorts feature, but it's just for clips, I think? I don't know. Whatever. And YouTube has greater reach than Twitch. So if you actually look at the number breakdown for YouTube, YouTube obviously has a much larger viewer base built into it than Twitch. Number Snake, thank you. Do not buy off of any tech... Wait, do not buy any tech off FBM, sight unseen. I work in a repair shop and I've seen way too many people come in with used PS5s with blown PSUs / eaten by roaches. 99% of them came from FBM. Person who killed his wife, thank you. Where's Justin TV? Just over here. Twitch has a big concentration of VTuber fans. You might be like, but Pippa, YouTube has the biggest VTubers in the world on it, and it also has just a lot of VTuber companies in general. Yeah, that is true, but Twitch is a lot easier to break into the VTuber community. A lot of the VTubers on YouTube are in a company and tend to not collaborate or interact as much with independent VTubers. I know that's kind of blunt, but it's just the reality. You're gonna have a lot easier of a time making friends on Twitch as an indie VTuber than you are on YouTube. Especially because of the raid feature. The raid feature works a lot better on Twitch. And it's a great, like, conversation starter. If you raid somebody on Twitch, especially if they're around the same size as you, it's much easier to, like, be like, oh, hi, you know, like, stick around, chat. You follow them on Twitter, they follow you back on Twitter. Yeah, it's a built-in networking tool. Twitch has a built-in streaming culture. YouTube doesn't have a very clearly defined streaming culture. Cross-channel emotes are still not a thing. Animated emotes are not a thing. There's not a lot of integrations for YouTube for streaming stuff like TTS and stuff like that. A lot of it just doesn't... You can do TTS on YouTube, but it's just not as big of a thing, right? A lot of people on YouTube are not going to understand what TTS is unless they already watch, like, Twitch VODs. Because most people watching streamers on YouTube are watching streamers that don't have TTS, right? Streaming on YouTube is a lot more individual. Twitch is easier to network with raids. Already talked about that. Stream group culture makes it easier to form friend and business relationships. So one thing that YouTube used to have was a feature called groups. Now you can do, like, featured channels, and you can kind of be like, oh, I'll feature you on my channel, you can feature me on your channel, right, if you want to. But Twitch has a function called groups. And this allows you, I think it's actually called, like, clans or something, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, you can, like, add people to a group, and then you have, like, a homepage for your group, and you can, like, more easily find people part of that group, right? So, like, 𝐒𝐴ZE Connect on Twitch, we have our own 𝐒𝐴ZE Connect team. Oh, it's called Teams. Okay, we have a team on Twitch called 𝐒𝐴ZE Connect, and it has, like, all of the 𝐒𝐴ZE Connect Twitch channels in there. And so if you're like, oh, I like this one 𝐒𝐴ZE Connect girl, I see she's part of the 𝐒𝐴ZE Connect team because it pops up there on your Twitch profile. You can, like, click that and find other 𝐒𝐴ZE Connect girls. You don't have to be part of a company to do that on Twitch. There's lots of, like, micro communities. 𝐿𝐴𝐿 used to run a really popular one. I can't remember the name of off the top of my head. Was it Virtuals or something like that? 𝐿𝐴𝐿 had, like, an absolutely massive one at one point. Kitsune Cafe used to be a big one. Anti-Loot Army? No, that was like her stream thing. There was like a Anti-Loot Army was like her fans and stuff. There was a stream group she had, 4 other streamers. Virtual Streamers Worldwide! Thank you, Ronnie! That was the name of it. Virtual Streamers Worldwide. And I think they had, like, a Discord and stuff, and so you could, like, connect with other streamers in there, and it was, like, moderated and stuff. Girls FC, yeah, Girls FC is another stream group. There's also, like, Southside, I think, and 3 AM, and I think Monster Girls. There's a lot of them. Cat Planet Cuties? There's a lot. You can find a lot of different little communities. Hikikomori Girls, I think, is one. Version, yeah. There's a lot! And they usually have like Discord communities. You'll have to like apply. You'll have to like reach out and be like, hey, I was interested in this. Sometimes they'll put like recruiting posts, stuff like that. Embless, thank you. Times like this, I remember you're a true VTuber fan. I'm a big VTuber fan. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭 girls. Yeah. That's the one like 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭 is part of. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, and you can always make your own. I don't remember if you have to have partner or affiliate or anything, but yeah. Many options for extensions that can take your stream to the next level or make it obnoxious. Stuff like crowd control is not really well integrated onto YouTube, but it is on Twitch, and there's a lot of stuff like crowd control on Twitch, and for some people it's like the entire basis of their channel is like they'll only play games that have Twitch integration, such as Marbles, or known affectionately as Meebles. It's a game that it's little marbles, and they're all named after chatters. Every chatter has their own marble, and the marbles roll down the little pipes and stuff, and they race, and then it's just a great time. It's just a great fucking time. Look at them go. Probably kind of gimmicky at some point. Yeah, but gimmicks help you grow. So, 𝐒𝐴𝐜𝐿, thank you. I've been trying on YouTube for like 4 months and got 4 to 5 or 4 to 10 in chat on average. I think maybe YouTube was a wrong platform based on that. There's a lot of variables to consider. It could be YouTube isn't the best platform for you. If you're making content that you want to like stand on its own as like a video, YouTube is better. If you're doing like 8-hour marathons of Elden Ring, Twitch is going to be better because the platform is more built for that. If you're really interested in networking and collaborating with others, Twitch is going to be the way to go because it has a much stronger networking culture over there. There's a lot of different things to consider. I wouldn't say just because you're stuck at 4 to 10 viewers that it's YouTube not being ideal, right? Maybe it is YouTube is ideal for you, but you just don't, like, you're missing another key to the puzzle, another piece of the puzzle. On Twitch, it is easier to establish an initial community due to raids and people wanting to moderate. YouTube, again, doesn't really have a built-in streaming culture, so it is harder to find stuff like moderators. It's harder to get raids. It's harder to raid people. It's going to be a lot easier to build up an initial community over on Twitch. You have people more interested in a sense of community on Twitch than you do YouTube. YouTube is a lot more of like casual enjoyers than it is community enjoyers, right? They love, that's not to say like they don't love their streamer or whatever, or they're not in their streamer's Discord. It's just, it's not as common. It's a different culture. It's a different vibe. Memes aside, TikTok, huge viral potential. There's a lot of creators that just completely explode over on TikTok. Whether, if your gut reaction to TikTok is just ew, then I'm gonna be blunt, I don't think you're very determined to grow your content. I don't like TikTok. I tried using TikTok, it doesn't appeal to me, but I can still respect the people that are able to build themselves up on that platform. One major con to that platform is they ban VTubers randomly. It's very sporadic. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason. They just hate VTubers over there. Lindsay, thank you. I've been watching your stream while working. I sincerely appreciate your honesty and willingness to personal growth. I work professionally as a concept artist. I understand how hard it can be to create. What made you want to be a content creator? That is really cool that you are a professional concept artist. I don't know. I just always knew I wanted to be one. A content creator, that is. Like, I know I wanted to make something. I know that I wanted to provide some sort of entertainment, right? But I didn't want to be like an actor. I didn't want to be like... I just loved YouTube. I grew up watching YouTube, alright? Like, that probably tells you around how old I am, right? But like... I grew up watching these YouTubers, and I thought they were just like the coolest thing ever, and I thought it was like revolutionary how it's like... You don't need to be in Hollywood to bring ideas to life on the screen, right? I thought that was just amazing. You can be anywhere in the world and you can have... Oh god, I had this fucking flip phone. I had this cheap-ass flip phone. It was not my first phone, but it was like... It was one of my first phones. I was pretty young. And my parents gave me a flip phone. And I used to do like these little stop-motion recordings on it. I had like this little cat keychain, and I would like record with my flip phone, and I could only edit videos, or I could only like cut down clips to be like a second. So every frame, it was 1 FPS like stop motion, and I would record like little adventures of this little cat keychain and stuff. I just wanted to make stuff, you know? It wasn't good, but I wanted to. Background noise, thank you. Did you always want to be a rabbit? On and off. Another issue with TikTok is it has a younger demographic than other platforms. Maybe that's not an issue for you. Maybe that's a plus because you want to create like kids content, or you want to do like Minecraft or whatever, something that naturally appeals to a younger demographic. There you go. Or maybe it's neutral because you just want to upload karaoke. Totally fine. Damien Itami, thank you. Is TikTok still fake viral? During the DoD brief I worked for the US Army. TikTok only got popular because the creators used massive bot farms to fake people getting big and viral to promote itself. Well, I don't know to the extent of that, but I do know, like, 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭 is a content creator who blew up on TikTok, and he has now, like, 1 million followers or whatever over on Twitch and 1 million subscribers on YouTube. You know, like, there are people who have definitely popped off from TikTok. Oh, Clip, thank you. That was randomly really inspiring. Oh, well, thank you. Hell yeah. TikTok seems to be meta for Zoomers. Facebook streaming! You can stream and advertise streams in groups. So, say you want to... Say you're really in love with Animal Crossing and you want that to be your main game. You could go into an Animal Crossing Facebook group, and there will be some groups where you're allowed to stream in them, and you can just go live there. Facebook streaming is a joke. Well, you're entitled to your opinion. I don't personally like Facebook live streaming, but it can be a viable option depending on the path you want to take. Person whose name I can't read, thank you for the 75 NTs. Don't mind me just vibing with Mabadogi BGM. Brings back all the memories. I miss 𝐿𝐴𝐚𝐭. I love 𝐿𝐴𝐚𝐭. It fucked me up when they changed it. It was like, what the hell happened to my home? It's like my childhood home, and they changed it. 𝐿𝐴𝐚𝐭, thank you. My birthday is Sunday. Thanks for this great gift that was entirely dedicated to me and no one else. You're welcome. They changed tier, well, like 10 years ago, but yeah. Like many years ago, they changed 𝐿𝐴𝐚𝐭. Most people don't even know. I feel the same way about Dumby. Yeah, they changed Dunbarton too. They made Dunbarton massive, and then the game died. Thanks, Angeles, thank you. I used to make machinima in Gmod. I used a mod called Henry's Animation Tool, which was basically stop motion using ragdolls. It took hours posing the ragdolls just right to animate a 10-second clip. Yeah. So TikTok is nearly perfect if you want to skew younger, and Facebook if you intend to skew older. Pretty much, yeah. I think if your audience is primarily like millennial, you'd do better somewhere on like Facebook than TikTok, right? A lot of millennials use Facebook, and a lot of like much older people use Facebook. There are some creators that have been able to grow on Facebook. Hold on, let me... I don't remember her name. There's one girl who... I don't think she streams on Facebook, but she makes use of, like, Facebook Reels. And she has, like, 100,000 followers on Facebook. I think it's something, like, crazy like that. She has a Neon Beats model. I know I posted about her in the company Discord. Every time I find, like, somebody with a super unique situation, I'm like, look at this! Somebody who popped off growing on Facebook! But now I'm not seeing her. No, I'm not seeing her. Oh! There she is. Deme! Demi? D-M-E-N-I-S-H-K-I. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭? Hold on. YouTube.com. I'll bring her up on screen. Demeshiki? Demenishki. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Dementia. Not dementia! Hold on. Now YouTube doesn't want to load. I'm trying to load YouTube and it's like, here's a white page. This is the best I can do. This is thank you. Millennials are old Facebook users. Wow, thanks, Pip. I'm gonna go to the corner and have a Boy Scout help me across the street now. Millennials are older than TikTok users, alright? TikTok users are like Gen... Is it Gen Alpha? Is it Gen Alpha? And like... Oh god, it's just not even working. It's not... It won't work, but... Yeah, there's a VTuber. I don't know if she grew specifically from Facebook, but she has a fairly large Facebook following. And... like... that can be... Oh, now it fucking loads. That can be very helpful, right? Like, if you pop off on a platform, if you hate the platform, get over it, right? Because you're experiencing success somewhere. And that's great for your career, dude. That's fucking great for your career. She has 266k subs on YouTube. I don't know if she grew from Facebook. I just know her Facebook is pretty big.
Turkey's got some baddies, bro. Oh my god.
Here she is.
You see the way he fell too? Oh my god.
Are you the real cheap pickle?
I don't know what the... Oh wait, this is other stuff. Oh, there's 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭! The person that I brought up like twice recently. Here we go. Which is like a surprising amount of times to bring up 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭.
What the fuck, man? Boom. It's okay.
See, there you go.
I got actually good. I got one good. What the?
There you go. Right? Like, there's an example of a creator that does well on Facebook. I'm not gonna bring up Facebook right now, but yeah. She's also big on TikTok. Well, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alrighty. Back to the presentation. I got sidetracked. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭! I don't have the greatest opinion on 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭. I admit I need to mess with 𝐂𝐡𝐚 more to decide my true feelings on it. 𝐂𝐡𝐚 is almost impossible to get banned from, so that doesn't necessarily mean you should go on there and break laws, but if you're going to break, like, copyright law or whatever, 𝐂𝐡𝐚 is kind of the place to do it. If you want to gamble, 𝐂𝐡𝐚 is great for that. If you want to do pretty much anything against public morals, you can do it on 𝐂𝐡𝐚. Note that does play into the fact, like, you are going to have a stigma attached to you if you stream on 𝐂𝐡𝐚. That's just the reality of it. If your primary platform is 𝐂𝐡𝐚, if you're like, yeah, I'm a 𝐂𝐡𝐚 streamer, people are going to assume that you are, like, either a racist or a pedophile or, like, a criminal. Like, you don't... I don't know if that's, like... I don't know. I don't know if that's like what you want to like come out of the gate with for your career. Private King, thank you. I thought Kick was a gambling site. Or that you got paid off, right? If you're on Kick, it might be because you're actually a big streamer that they paid to put you on there. So, yeah, I don't like Kick. I'm sorry. Performance issues on viewer devices. I have tried to watch streamers on Kick. It did not work. Every time I've tried to watch a streamer on Kick, it either doesn't load, or is extremely laggy, or there's just a million different performance issues. Alcian Yeti, thank you. XQC website poggers. Kick has a lack of reach and networking compared to other platforms. If the allegations against Kick are true, and streaming on there does afford you like a higher amount of base viewers due to botting, I don't know if that's true, but allegedly, like allegedly Kick has like a botting problem built into it. You know, hypothetically, you could use that to your advantage, right? You could be like, oh, look, I'm like a 40 viewer streamer. I have 40 viewers. Right? You might be able to collaborate with other VTubers on other platforms that are like 40 viewers who wouldn't normally collaborate with you. Right? Unfortunately, that is a thing with VTubing at the end of the day, is like higher numbers will get you more collabs. That's just kind of how it is. It's not like that with everybody, but having like a botted following on Kick could help you. Yeah, 1,000 viewers in a dead chat. A VTuber follow on the main page of Kick gets 40 to 70 viewers. I have 1,000 viewers on Kick. 10,000 viewers on Kick. Kick does have a higher revenue cut than other platforms. I have heard issues about like people not getting their paycheck from Kick. I don't know if that's true. It's a thing that happens with Twitch, so I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't necessarily hold it against Kick for that, because there's a lot of logistics involved with money transfers and stuff. So, you know, like sometimes payments get stuck. It is what it is. Hopefully you're not quitting your job in hopes of making it with streaming, because payouts can be very finicky when you're relying on like Twitch for payouts. Background noise, thank you. So quick, Kick is the bad side of town? I would say yeah. Next fan, thank you. I use Kick. There's even more cons. No multi-channel support for audio, meaning no Spotify that gets muted from the VOD, and the clip studio sometimes takes 6+ hours to generate a single clip. Stay out, lol. Yeah, let's be clear, I wanted Kick to work, alright? I wanted, like, a third platform that would make, like, YouTube and Twitch, like, kick themselves into gear, right? Kick it into gear. Kick is not... Kick is not what I had hoped for. Crossing my fingers for any live and Ethereum. Kizu, Kyoriku, thank you. Is there a way to politely seek for collabs? I don't want to be rude or ask in ways that are against the norm, but I'm just so bad at this kind of stuff. You just follow somebody on Twitter. If they follow you, if they follow you back, you can shoot them a DM and you can be like, "Hey, thanks for the follow back. I was wondering if you'd like to collaborate with me sometime." And in my opinion, the most polite way to ask for a collab is to present like an idea and a time. So, like, hey, would you be interested in playing Minecraft with me sometime? I was thinking about playing it next week, somewhere around this time, but my times are flexible. Let me know if you're up for it. Whatever, you know? And if they don't get back to you, I think, like, the cooldown timer is, like, like a month to 2 months, right? If they don't respond to you, it's not necessarily that they don't want to, it might just be that they forgot. Message them in like 2 months with like a, hey, I have this opportunity, and you can be like, I already have this person, right? And you can kind of like entice them into collabing with you because you have like another person that they might be more willing to collaborate with. Baxter, thank you. If they don't get back to you, it means they hate you and it's so over. Or they're waiting for permissions from management who are busy at Anime Expo. Or were busy. Anyways. So, every platform has pros and cons. You should sit down and decide which pros work best for you and which cons are too heavy. There's no one single ideal streaming platform, regardless of what people may tell you. Your platform has an impact on your stream's atmosphere, so it helps to watch streams from different platforms and engage with them as a viewer. If you understand why your viewers are using the platform, you can understand your own streams and their appeal better, right? So, a YouTube stream, on average, very different from a Twitch stream. Watch some YouTube streams, watch some Twitch streams. Get a feel for why people like them. Alright. My personal recommendation for like a base starter package. Your current computer. Or get something cheap secondhand if you wouldn't use a computer otherwise, right? So, like, secondhand from like a friend or a family member or wherever, right? You don't need a great computer. You don't need it to run great games. You can just do chatting streams, karaoke streams, hand cam streams, etc. There's plenty you can do without being able to play like big games, alright? Sweet Sue, thank you. Plenty of itch.io games out there that are free. Yeah. I'll get into that too later. Vroid Studio and VC Face. I think if you have a computer that can run a 3D model and stream with it, that, in my opinion, is my like recommended way, right? Of like, I personally would want to have a model more customized that I can rely on for a longer period of time and potentially do more with, right? I like how modular 3D models are. Even though aesthetically I prefer live 2D models, I think there's a lot more you can do with a Vroid model than a live 2D model that makes it worth just learning how to make your own Vroid model. Use your phone for tracking. You don't even have to buy a webcam. Use Droid Cam as a webcam for tracking if using an Android, or get a secondhand webcam from a thrift store. They're really cheap. Just Google the model on your phone while you're out and make sure it's 720p or higher. Stream Elements OBS. Twitch.tv for streaming on if you want friends. YouTube.com if you want to focus on creating content. Right? If you're into streaming more for the social aspect, Twitch is going to be a whole lot better. A whole lot better. If you're into streaming because you see like the HoloLive streamers and you're like, man, I want to be like that, I think YouTube is the route to go. What about Twitter? I guess you could stream on Twitter. I really wouldn't recommend it, but you could. That is a platform you could use. Doesn't have monetization or anything. Next up, find games that run easily on your PC while you're running VC Face and OBS. So that would be games like Mahjong Soul in your browser, or Tetris, like Tetrio, or Slither.io, or Minecraft, or emulated games, stuff like that. Jong mention. But I want a live 2D model. I hate 3D. Your options are a lot more limited. Oh wait. What happened to my slides got messed up. This was supposed to be before with the other one. I messed up my slides. God damn it. Oh well, it happens. Okay. From Bellhound on Twitter. I don't stream or anything, but how can a budget VTuber stay on top of trends, or should they even try? Buying the game of the week or new art supplies, etc. could get expensive, so should they try to tailor their content to get more mileage out of purchases? Great question. This used to be really difficult for me. Since I didn't have the funds to buy $60 games over and over as a beginner VTuber, I used to ask management to buy them for me, but it took too long and I wanted to capitalize on trends as soon as possible. So, let's talk about where to get games from. You thought this presentation was over? We still have 10 more slides. 11, actually. Well, 10. Anyways. When I first started streaming, I would redacted a lot of my games. I would a lot of my games. I'm sorry. If that's not an option for you. Yeah, rent. I'd recommend the following places for getting games on the cheap. G2A.com. You can get newer games for cheap. The ethics of it are questionable, and your Steam account might get banned. Basically, G2A sells keys for games, and sometimes those keys are acquired through less than legit means, so it is a little bit of a gamble. Capitals, thank you. Humble Bundle. You mostly get older games from there, and you can get a ton of games for cheaper than normal. Humble Bundle is not as good of a deal as it used to be, but it is still sometimes really great, right? Say you're like really into visual novels. Visual novels can tend to err on the side of being very pricey all of the time. So sometimes Humble Bundle will do like visual novel packages and you can get a whole bunch, or like indie horror game packages and you can get a whole bunch. And part of it is like it's also giving you ideas of what to stream. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭 has lots of great free games, lots of trending games. Check out what horror game YouTubers are playing. So you can look at like what Markiplier, Cub Scouts, 𝐏𝐡𝐚𝐬𝐞, like look at what other YouTubers are playing, and a lot of the times those games are also cheap, easy games you can pick up as well. And you're supporting smaller developers. Steam sales are really good sometimes, but also infrequent. And you will need an account if you ever plan on collabing with other VTubers in games anyways, so it's worth it to have a Steam. If you don't have a Steam account, you're gonna want one. You're gonna need it for VTube Studio if you use VTube Studio. Also, if you want to use Warudo's on Steam, just get a Steam account if you don't have one. Upright Snake, thank you. Games Adrift are games a gift. Lao Pal, thank you. I haven't had any issues with 𝐂𝐚 so far, also. I don't know that one. Okay. Hear me out. The Nintendo eShop gets many, many cheap games in the best deals section of the shop. Streaming these games does require a Switch. But if you already have one, I think this is a great way to get some trendier games. You will also need the ability to capture the gameplay. How do you go about this, right? Like there's a bunch of different ways. You can get a capture card, or there's like some other workarounds, or you can literally like do it DSP style, and you could like capture your TV with a camera, right? Like you might look at that and you might be like, that's scuffed. That's bad. People aren't gonna like that. But think about it like this, right? You are only limited by your creativity. If you are sharing your like if you're using a camera to capture a TV screen, right? If you're using like a CRTV or whatever, and you're applying maybe like a VHS effect using 𝐶𝐸, which is another software that can like add effects to your VTuber model. It's actually what I'm using right now. You can like apply effects to make your stream more thematic. Some VTubers like to do like 1920s animation, right? It's all black and white. It's got like the spaghetti arms. It's all very... Some do like silent film types, you know, like they type, whatever, you know? You can get creative with your content and turn scuff into a selling point. Yeah, give it that nostalgic 90s vibe. Exactly, James Kaz. Hargis saying your DSP style has many meanings to the... You can turn capturing your TV into a selling point. It's like people will remember it depending on how you do it, right? Maybe your whole thing is you're getting cheap TVs, like those cheap VCR TV set combos from back in the day that would be like collaborating with other brands, like Scooby-Doo TVs that are shaped like the Mystery Machine, or Pokemon TVs that are shaped like Pokeballs, or whatever, right? You can take stuff like that and capture that with a camera, right? So people actually see the TV that it's on, and then they get like that extra impact in your stream of seeing like this really bizarre TV setup that you're playing fucking Splatoon on or whatever, or maybe you're in like the retro section of the Switch eShop, because there's a lot of ports. There's a lot of emulated stuff, a lot of emulators on the Switch, right? So if you can get like that setup running, you can play like the old Lion King. Was it for the NES? SNES? I don't remember. Like the old Lion King game, right? I had it on Game Boy Color, so that was my experience with that. Was it Game Boy Color or Game Boy? I don't remember. Anyways, SNES. You could play like the SNES Lion King on a Lion King CRTV, right? And you're just like capturing that with your camera, and your camera is just your phone because it doesn't need to be high quality anyways. You're just reusing your phone to capture. Like there's so much that you can do. You're just limited by your creativity. All right? Figure it out, man. Figure it out. Turn your stuff into a selling point. Make do with what you have before you buy a bunch of other shit. Buying more expensive game. Oh, wait. How you go about this depends on your setup, but it can be as cheap as $20 to have like a capture card setup if you did want to capture directly from your computer. Yeah, it adds soul. Scuff adds soul. Weakness into strength. Exactly! Buying more expensive games is more sustainable on the Switch, in my opinion, as you receive currency that discounts the cost of any other game that you buy later. So if you're buying a lot of games on the Switch, you're getting these little tokens, these little gold coin things. So a $60 game gets you 300 of these tokens, which turns into $3 coupons, right? It's a $3 coupon. Nothing beats Steam sales. This can beat Steam sales, because if you're doing this, when a new game launches for the Switch, it's not going on a Steam sale, because it's not, first of all, it's not going to be on Steam. Second of all, Nintendo brand games like never go on sale, and if they do, it's like very minimal sales. So if you want to go this route, you could have a like head start over other people around your size, right? Other people in your budget who can't be dropping $60 on the newest Mario to stream it, but you can because you're not paying $60 because you already spent $120 over the course of a year or whatever buying these tiny cheap games, and now you have like coupons that you can use on these bigger expensive titles. Andy, thank you. But Pippa, your Switch streams were the most scuffed. Excuse me? A valid niche for sure. Yeah. But Switch games are more expensive on average. Okay, if you spend more time on your Switch than gaming on your PC, I think it's worth considering, right? Because this is something as well. If you're not... Oh, well, I'll just read it. You should be having fun while streaming, and a lot of content can be made with just Switch games. It also opens up the door for having an audience that is more focused on Nintendo products, meaning you could make content in the future that focuses on like Switch accessory reviews and stuff like that. This is just one of the ways you can help to define yourself and your content as a creator, allowing viewers to be able to understand you and your content at a glance. Perhaps you'd be like the Nintendo Tech VTuber, just as some people label themselves as retro game VTubers or FPS VTubers, right? You're defining, you're carving out like a niche for yourself. You're giving yourself a spot in the market, you know? The Nintendo toddler niche. Yes. And here's another thing. If you're playing your Switch a lot off stream, you're already buying Switch games, right? Maybe you don't like playing games on your computer. You fucking hate playing games on your PC. You just feel like you never have time to just sit down, right? Whereas your Switch, you can play it after work, right? While you're on the bus or whatever, right? Depending on your situation. If that's your situation, right? You play the Switch more than you play your PC. You hate playing games on the PC. Then you're already buying Switch games. You're already accumulating those coins. You're already accumulating a library on your Switch of stuff that you can stream. You know, streaming is not one size fits all, all right? Make use of what you have. Yeah, being creative is king. Exactly. You can even stream mobile games. You could stream just mobile games. A lot of 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭 asks, a lot of software has subscription fees, right? How much is it a month just to keep everything running before big purchases like models? My answer: don't subscribe to stuff without making use of its free trial first. By the time your free trial ends, divide the cost of the program by how many times you use the software. And this means like actually used it, not just launched it. If you subscribe to a software that edits videos, but only make one video with it during the trial, right? Say it's like a 30-day trial and you make one video, and the software is $15 a month, right? Pip, I just pirate the software. Hypothetically, you're considering purchasing this software subscription, and you make one video with it during your 30-day trial. It's $15 a month. Either downgrade to a free software, right? Some of the times downgrading to a free software is actually upgrading, depending on what software you were considering. But also consider like the cost of just paying somebody else to do it. If you were willing to invest this money in video editing software, but you can't seem to get it to work how you want it to or whatever, you could hypothetically like find somebody on like Fiverr or whatever that does edits. Some people will do like, some people will make YouTube shorts for just like $5. Like, there's some very, very cheap video editors out there. You would have to like send them the clip that you want them to edit or whatever. But it's an option. And there you go. Instead of paying $15 for something that you can only really bring yourself to use once or only use once, now you can spend that $15 a month getting 3 shorts that you can upload to YouTube that you wouldn't have otherwise had, right? Entirely depends on what you feel like doing. Subscription services. My personal recommendation for subscription services are Canva. You can use Canva to make overlays, make minimal editing videos, right? So you can like download your clips from Twitch and then upload them to Canva, and you can like cut them up. You can cut them up right in Canva. And then you can add music and you can add voiceover. You can use it to make promotional content for social media. On this note, if you have the Canva subscription, you can easily resize stuff. So you can make a video in like YouTube video format, and then you can also pretty quickly resize it to be in like Instagram video format, right? So you're going from 16:9 ratio to like 1:1 ratio, or 4:3 ratio. I think Instagram is 4:3. You go by 4:3 ratio very quickly. You can resize it. It's super easy. And then you can use it for like YouTube thumbnails. I used Canva for today's thumbnail. Usually I use PixArt, which is a app on my phone. I personally really like it. For some people, they don't like using their phone to make thumbnails or do anything art related with or whatever. I like being able to make my thumbnail while I'm laying in bed or whatever. I like a lot of PixArt's options. All my thumbnails are made in PixArt. you can use Canva for presentations and other stream content. So I used Canva for today's presentation. A lot of the Face Connect girls use the company Canva account for their presentations, for stream content, for stuff like that. It's very, very, very flexible online browser-based. I don't even know what the term for this is. It's Canva. It's fucking fantastic. Is there still a bunch of chat speed pics in the company Canva? I think I deleted them. But yeah. And yeah, it's what I used to make this slideshow. And honestly, this is pretty much it, right? Like, if you're just starting out and you're like, I want to spend, like, I have a budget to use and I'm willing to spend some money, fucking use Canva. I used it for my debut overlays, right? Hold on, let me bring them up. 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐭 debut stream. I use these for like all of my overlays initially. No, it's copyrighted. I'm gonna have to mute the bot, goddammit. Okay. This made in Canva. Not this. This is the OBS slideshow thing. This is 2 separate images. So I assembled it all in Canva. And then the chat is underneath the ribbons because the ribbons are on a second layer. So I just layered the ribbons on top. It taught me how to use Canva. Oh. Many years ago. I don't even remember that. All this stuff. Not my logo. My logo was commissioned by the company. But like this chat box, these, all this was Canva. It's just Canva. 𝐷𝐵𝗽𝗶𝗽𝗶 made this cursor. I just made it all in Canva, man. It worked so good. It worked so good. I had like a hot springs scene. 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐭 𝐑𝐮𝐿 The clip where I'm in like a sauna with Tenma. This is Canva. I did this in Canva. I assembled a bunch of clip art, layered it all on top of each other. And then put us behind some of the clip art. It's just Canva. It works great, chat. Canva is fantastic. If you are starting out and you want to make your own overlays or anything, like the theme is also just clip art from Canva. Is it the most beautiful? No. No. Does it look very professional? Not really. But like, I made it myself. So, you know, I feel proud about that. This is one thing you. Can you set the BGM the circus if we're going down memory lane? No, because it's copyrighted and I'll have to mute the VOD. Sadly, circus is copyrighted. Need to like commission somebody to make like a remake of it. So yeah, Canva, worth it. But other services that you might subscribe to are video editing software. I like Wondershare Filmora. I think it's very convenient, very easy to use, has a lot of built-in presets for things. I know it's kind of like the stock sponsored YouTuber hashtag ad software to recommend, but it's lightweight and it works. I tried DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve is free, but crashes a lot, but it is very powerful. You might subscribe to a photo editor like PixArt. I have the PixArt annual plan. I think it's like $50 a year for PixArt, or maybe $100. I can't remember, honestly. Windows Movie Maker? You could seriously be a VTuber that just makes videos with Windows Movie Maker. And that would be a selling point for you. That could be A selling point for you. CapCut? Oh yeah, CapCut also has like a really good mobile app. So if you don't have a lot of time to spend at your computer, but you do have like a phone that can run software like that, like CapCut is pretty lightweight. It works great. Yeah, it's great for like making TikToks. Movie Maker is still around. It would take a little bit of work. Tried Kdenlive. I've never tried Kdenlive. But yeah, Windows Movie Maker. Use like the little rainbow effects. Soul. Streamlabs OBS. It's a convenient all-in-one streaming merch platform and content management. All-in-one. But it's not really worth the price. You might consider subscribing to a game service like EA Play. You can get a lot of new games from EA if you would want those for some reason. For pretty cheap. I think EA Play is like $6 a month, and when like when the latest Battlefield came out, you could like play it with EA Play. You didn't have to buy the full game. You might consider like an MMO subscription. But yeah. Ah! Oh no! Okay. Step 3! I went live! Now what? Congrats on going live! Make sure you're advertising your stream on social media like X, Facebook, etc. I'll do a stream talking about the pros and cons of each platform and a more advanced discussion of how to keep growing as a content creator at a later date. But for now, posting on these platforms costs only your time. Reply to other people's posts, follow people you like, make friends, establish connections. If you're just going live without advertising outside of streaming, it can be very demotivating. It's very hard to grow your stream without networking, without advertising. It's hard. And make sure you have a stream schedule of some sort, either when you post on social media or a set of days or times that you go live at. I'd recommend sticking to a platform for about 2 weeks to a month before deciding if you like it or not. Make sure to explore all of its options. You can stream and post to multiple platforms at the same time too, so it's not like you're locked into trying Twitch for a month, right? You can try streaming on Twitch for a month, and then you're also splitting your schedule up so you're streaming on YouTube 3 days of the week. You're on Twitch 2 days of the week, or maybe 3 days of the week as well. Whatever, you know, you can mix it up. But give it time. Give it time and seriously try it. Right? You can't expect instant gains. It just doesn't work like that. Could you stream on both at the same time? Yes, you can. And if you're going to do that, I recommend using a website called restream.io. Consider avoiding Twitter to protect your sanity. Yeah. Should a super small streamer split their focus like that? If you have the time, again, it's going to depend, like the best strategy will depend on a variety of factors. Like I said before, if you are a hikini and you have no job, and maybe you're living off of disability paychecks, or your parents give you an allowance, or whatever, or you fucking invested all your money into cryptocurrency and it actually paid out and you're a Bitcoin millionaire, you have the time to split your focus and still research these different platforms sincerely. Like doing Twitch 3 days a week, YouTube 3 days a week, right? But if you don't have that, right? You work a full-time job, streaming is just a hobby for you and whatever. Probably do stick to just one platform for like around a month. If you're still not feeling it around like the 2-week mark, it's probably not gonna work out, but it could be that you haven't hit your stride. So again, I would say give it a try for at least a month. Consistently for at least a month, not just, I went live 3 times in 30 days. Come on. Twitch is actually nice for that in my opinion because of the achievements. If you're a simple monkey brain like I am, the Twitch achievements are very inspiring. Stuff like hitting Twitch affiliate and hitting Twitch partner can be very, very good motivation. Yeah, it gives you goals to work for. But yeah, that is it. The presentation part is over, and now I will be taking questions from chat. So, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm going to start... I'm going to screenshot them as I see them and throw them up on screen. Come on. What away. Loop playlist. Shuffle playlist. Alrighty. Okay, a question from Hellbird. Where did this save to? God damn it. I sometimes screenshots save to my computer and sometimes they save to ShareX. It is very confusing. It is very confusing. Okay. Do you think a lack of anonymity is a problem for a VTuber? I use the same account name everywhere, including in a lot of games where it can't be changed. I would dox myself if I streamed Halo. That entirely depends, like, on your personal preference. Remember that one of the appeals to being a VTuber is the anonymity. But also remember that a lot of streamers out there, just in general, their full name is out there. Their face is out there. Like, it entirely depends on how comfortable you are with it, right? How comfortable are you with the idea that someday someone might be able to find your address or recognize you in public or whatever, right? If you're like, okay, well, it's just like one of the things that kind of comes with being a content creator, then maybe it doesn't matter as much. Dr. Lola, thank you for the $200 dues! Holy moly, thank you, 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 thank you. It's very generous. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. From this person, whose name I do not know how to pronounce. Is it weird to stream to 0 viewers? No, but it is painful. Many years ago, several lifetimes past, one time I went live and I didn't realize that my YouTube was set to private. My stream. So I streamed to 0 viewers on an account that definitely did sometimes have viewership on it, and it was pretty painful. I would say that is one reason why YouTube is a bit nicer than Twitch. Is it's a bit easier to build up an audience before you go live. I would say if you are very afraid of streaming to 0 viewers, I would say upload some content to YouTube that's part of like some sort of niche and build up a little bit of an audience, and then you can start streaming, you know? It's... Streaming to 0 viewers, I'm not gonna pretend it doesn't suck, bro. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, like just keep on grinding, it's worth it. If you're streaming to 0 viewers, you're probably doing something wrong. Either you need to be advertising more on other platforms, you need to be in a different category, you gotta be doing something different. There's gotta be like some reason that people who click on are immediately clicking off to the point where you have 0 people on at any time. Lionel, thank you. What percentage of my grade is this test going to be? All of it. Look, thank you. You're never streaming alone when you're a schizo. Oh, true. True. Alrighty. From Horsehead Studios. How did you take advantage of YouTube Shorts? Was there a specific method you used? My method for YouTube Shorts initially, when I actually felt like making my own shorts, was to make content that I felt like people could watch and then watch my streams and feel like it wasn't that different, right? So like, not over the top editing. The stuff I would do shorts on would be like eating gummy candy or reacting to stuff, right? And it would be, yeah, it would be like a segue into my streams. Now I just recently got a YouTube partner manager. So I talked with him a little bit, and one of the things he recommended was making use of the YouTube Shorts like redirect tool. There's like a ability now to link your YouTube Shorts to videos into streams. So I actually just did that today. I made a short specifically advertising this stream. I posted it and I made it direct to this stream. So I'm gonna have to do that at least 10 more times to have any sort of valuable data as to whether or not it has an effect, but somebody from YouTube recommended it, so I'm doing it. I'm not doing it exactly how he recommended it, but I didn't have a lot of time to prep, so yeah. How shorts will work for you will depend on what kind of content you're making. If you do a lot, I keep using like karaoke as an example because it's like a really, it's an easy one to link to, right? It's an easy example because everybody's seen like karaoke streams before. If you do a lot of karaoke streams, then uploading shorts that are like cut like clips, right? If you upload shorts that are clips of your karaoke streams, and then people will watch those, and the people who watch those and like the karaoke in the shorts and subscribe to you are more likely to watch your karaoke streams, right? Those viewers are less likely to watch your like FPS streams though, right? You might farm a big audience from shorts that will push you to like 1,000 viewership on a karaoke stream, but you might also only get like 100 viewers on an FPS stream. And maybe that's okay with you, because like that 1,000 viewers for a karaoke like is great regardless, and then 100 viewership is above, like far and above beyond average for a streamer. Maybe it's worth it. You know, it's something that you gotta look at. My personal advice for shorts is make it related to your stream content if you're a streamer. Alright. From Berserk Rage. How do you handle if you go viral or get a big raid dropped on you? I think many people don't know what to do if they suddenly go from a few viewers to hundreds or thousands. So, in my experience, when I was like under 100 viewership, right? And say I got a raid from somebody that put me at like 1,000 to 2,000 viewers. How I handled it early on is I would like panic and I would like rush to be like super grateful to the streamer that did generously raid me with that amount. And I'd be like, oh, thank you, blah, 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 hello everybody, and I'd like explain what I was doing. Now, like, from the perspective of somebody that has the ability to raid somebody and like give them like 1,000 or so viewers, I would say my advice would be to explain what you're doing. Because people who join in on a stream, they might be able to gather from just what's on screen what exactly you're doing, but sometimes games are a little bit complicated. So I would say, like, if you're playing a game and you get a big raid, be like, oh, hey, you know, keep calm, maintain your normal personality. HDDD, thank you. Because that's going to be the best representation of your average stream, right? If you act all panicked, the viewers might think you're annoying or think you're always like this. And it can be endearing, but it's not a great way to keep people coming back to your stream. Alright, Clips, thank you. So exactly what did you do minus the panic? I'm recommending if you get a big raid dropped on you, at least be cute about it. Well, like don't be annoying about it. I would say disable alerts immediately. If you have sound alerts, if you have TTS, disable all of that and explain what's going on in your stream in a way that doesn't disrupt the flow too much for your existing chatters, but is like respectful of the new chatters who just came in, right? So say you're playing like Overwatch 2, right? You'll be like, hi, my name's Pippa, I'm playing Overwatch 2. Right now I'm in competitive ranked, so I'm talking with my friend that I queued with, and she's the one playing the character in the pink mech, right? Her name is blah blah blah, her channel's blah blah blah. Pippa and competitive, it's just an example, right? Like you explain what's going on so people know. One of the things that annoys the fuck out of me when I'm watching a streamer is when they are collabing with somebody and there's no indication of who that person is. There's been a few times where I'll click on somebody's stream and their friend is way more interesting to me than the actual streamer that I'm watching. Or I can't tell which one is the streamer. There are times where I'm watching a stream and I'm like, which one of you is the streamer? I'd have to like go into your VODs and hunt something down to like hear your voice. But everything you do is a collab anyways. I gotta like play fucking an elimination game to try and figure out which one of you is the streamer. At least put the streamer names in the title. I think the polite thing to do generally is, yeah, put the streamer names in the title. Yeah. Some detective work. Yeah, I gotta do some detective work. Alrighty. The next question is from 𝐂𝐚𝐭. How can one advertise good without being annoying? I think it's important to learn what is annoying and what is overstepping, what breaches like streamer etiquette. And it'll be a lot easier to understand from there what is annoying. Going into other people's chat and telling them that you're gonna go live is annoying. Why is that? Because you are bringing up something unrelated in another streamer's chat. You are kind of like stepping on another streamer's turf as well. Like, this sounds very like tribalist, but like just being blunt, that like it's like you're trying to take viewers from them. That's how they're going to interpret it, right? I've never seen that. It's very, very common in the like smaller indie Twitch circles. If you watch a lot of like under 100 viewer Twitch streamers, you're gonna run into this. A lot of streamers, their moderators will just delete it on site, but yeah. It's pretty bad. Reply guying is when you go onto Twitter or whatever and you respond to somebody's posts too much. I personally don't take an issue with this. I think if somebody responds to all of my tweets, that's endearing. I think if they like all of my tweets, that's endearing. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't matter if they're a streamer or a viewer. Some people do take offense to this, and like it feels like they're attention seeking in your comment section or whatever. So don't don't overstep in other people's social media, basically, on average. Some people don't mind, but in general, if you're advertising through a typical advertising mode, right? Like if you're uploading a YouTube short or you're paying for actual ads, then you don't need to worry about being annoying, right? You just make an ad that relates to your content. But if you're advertising more through like word of mouth or through like collabs and stuff, just don't be... Try to not be overbearing. Like the people that advertise their baseball game collab under HoloLive's Dodgers tweet. Yeah. Yeah, don't do that. Have I just gained 100 more reply guys? I mean, it works for my analytics, alright? So... Don't make other people's stuff about you, in general. Again, it falls into, like, the overstepping thing. It's not polite. You wouldn't like it if they did that to you, right? If somebody else went on your tweet where you are talking about how you just hit partner and they're like, nice, I just hit partner a week ago. Like, you would think they're kind of an asshole, right? It's like, why aren't you just being happy for me? Why are you making this about you? You know? It's not like a horrible offense. It's not like, oh man, you're like bringing up that you already got partner on my tweet. That's like so rude or whatever. Like, it's not that serious, right? But it's like, and if people notice you're continuing to do it, especially some streamers are, their audience is more protective, right? The streamer themselves won't care, but their audience, especially like with streamers that have like a more parasocial audience. I'm not dunking on this type of audience. I don't think it's bad or anything, but just that you should be aware that some audiences of some VTubers are going to be more protective of their streamer. They're going to call you out if you break their community etiquette, right? It's like, even if you don't mean to, I've definitely done it before. I've definitely done it before where like I've said something and I'm not even like thinking about it, right? And like, because I engage with a lot of VTuber stuff, especially like on alternate accounts or whatever. I misstep, right? I've misstepped on this account, I've misstepped on my private accounts. It happens, right? But if you're a VTuber, like that's going to be like, if you're a content creator in general, people are going to save that and it's going to be like a mark against your record. So be careful. You know? Let's see. Any more? Hit me with some more questions. I guess I should be like screenshotting these. Okay, here we go. Here's a few like right in a row. And I can just like... There we go. We'll start from the top. Bum, 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 bum. Moxpunk, for reasonable growth, should I rely on YouTube Shorts and TikTok clips from my streams? TikTok clips are a lot harder to grow from because people have to go from one platform to another. I would say if you're streaming on YouTube, you should definitely do YouTube Shorts. If you're making YouTube Shorts, then uploading those shorts to TikTok is only one more step. And if you have the, I guess, consistency to do that, I would recommend it because the clip's already made, right? And there are different like social media manager websites out there where you can like schedule the post on multiple platforms, stuff like that. Those usually cost money. I would say if you're really determined to grow, it is worth posting on both platforms. I personally am too lazy because I don't want the TikTok audience anyways, but yeah. From MSN, how do you deal with being ESL? I'm not ESL! Would you say that's a debuff or something to joke? Okay, with chat. If you're serious about it, I'm not ESL. But if you are ESL, I genuinely think people enjoy exotic accents, right? It doesn't matter if it's like because you speak another language or because you're from a certain area or whatever, right? People like accents. They like accents. It's just a thing, all right? So if you have an accent, I think it's good to practice your diction. Like, learn to pronounce words very clearly so people can understand despite your accent. But also, you know, make use of it. Think of like XQC, the way like he pronounces stuff, right? Or how he sometimes calls stuff by the wrong names, right? Like XQC, he saw cheetah and he was like Cheeto, right? Stuff like that. Or I pronounced Pella the correct way. I can't understand XQC. That's part of his charm. VTubers with accents. There's a lot of VTubers with accents. Think I rolled the mouse, you know? Pixa, you know? A lot of people really love Shy Lily's accent. She just has like this very melodic cadence to her speech. 𝐏𝐶𝐏𝗶𝗽𝗶𝗽 has like a very soft, silky accent that a lot of people like. 𝐓𝗏𝗏𝗏, yeah, a lot of people like 𝐓𝗏𝗏𝗏's French accent. 𝗏𝗏𝗏, yeah, people like 𝗏𝗏𝗏's accent. That was like a big thing for a lot of people. Like oh, she's Italian, right? And her playing into that, right? It captured a lot of people. 𝐿𝐴, yeah, 𝐿𝐴, Salome. These two VTubers are both examples of people that have like dialect quirks that they play into, right? 𝐿𝐴 says dayo a lot. Salome says desu a lot. I think it's good to play into these things. I think it helps you stand out just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Yeah, accents are buffs. It can be a debuff depending on what kind of content you're doing, right? If you're trying to make like informational content, then the reality of the situation is most people want to hear like an authoritative male voice when they're watching educational content. That's just the reality of the situation. So if you have like a voice like mine, educational content is a little bit, it's not really gonna be my niche, right? Like I'm not gonna make it as like an edutainment channel or whatever. But if you have like my voice works for like a lot of comedy stuff, right? Because I say words fairly strangely, and I've got kind of like a scuffed manner of speech, I guess, that works for like more comedic loudmouth stuff. If you have like a softer, gentler voice, ASMR might be a good angle for you to go. You're not locked into it, but it's just different things that you can do. From Kitsune's Den, how to get money without getting demonetized yet? What's that tipping thing? If you are not monetized, you can use either Streamlabs or Stream Elements and get direct donations from your viewers from there. Another alternative is you can use Throne and you can receive money directly from Throne. I don't know how that works, but it is something, so. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭, do you have any advice for bilingual VTubers? That entirely like depends on what you're up for doing. If you can bounce back and forth between multiple languages, like 𝐿𝐴 from Hololive, she is a polyglot. She speaks English, Japanese, Indonesian, Korean. Does she speak German as well? She speaks a lot of languages. And she can bounce between them pretty well in her streams. 𝐿𝐴 and 𝐂𝐡𝐚 both bounce back and forth between Japanese and English in their streams a lot. You can integrate it into your content, and you can connect with a broader audience. It can create kind of a divide between audiences. Like 𝐿𝐴𝐡𝐚𝐭 is not a VTuber, but is a YouTuber who is known fairly well for having two very distinct audiences, right? 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭, he has an English audience and a Spanish audience. He eventually found ways to kind of combine them a little bit, but that's something you can do. You can have them be like completely separate, your English-speaking audience and your Spanish-speaking audience, or you can merge them together a bit more, like 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭 and 𝐿𝐻𝐃 both have English and Japanese audiences all mixed into one chat, and they just kind of like bounce back and forth a lot between the two languages and do a lot of like translating and re-explaining for the viewers. Mamo, thank you. Is it even worth being a male VTuber? Maybe I'm black-pilled, but that's pretty obvious. Women VTuber... Oh, it's pretty obvious women VTubers are the meta? Hold on. I will screenshot that, and I will respond to that in a second, because I have a few more of these. I'll respond to that in a second. How did you even get used to the feeling of being watched for hours? Like, how many hours you need to get over the anxiety? It took me a couple months to get over the anxiety, and then still when my viewership goes to like a higher amount than I'm used to, it triggers that anxiety again. It's something you're gonna have to just like keep getting used to. What do you think about using your own emotes in Twitch chat? I think it's totally fine, but I would be careful of it because some streamers do take offense to it. That's just the unfortunate reality, is some streamers take offense to it. So if you want to play as nice as you can with everybody, you don't want to be using your own emotes in other streamers' chat. It's stupid, but I'd say if you're interacting with other VTubers or other streamers, you want to be using their emotes and you want to integrate yourself as much into their culture as possible so as to not overstep or stand out. Mama, thank you! Okay, so I already read this one out, but yeah, I think it's absolutely worth being a male VTuber. I think there's plenty of examples of larger male VTubers, everywhere from Luxium to Shoto to over on Niji-sanji's JP side, the largest, like, the highest, is he highest CCV or highest watch time? I think he's highest watch time. 𝐒𝐻𝐿 is one of the most successful VTubers in the world. He's huge. Look up 𝐒𝐻𝐿 from Niji-sanji. He's absolutely massive. I think the industry is a lot more focused on female VTubers, but it is totally possible to succeed as a male VTuber. And I think if you want to do it, it's totally worth it. Fujo bait is the winning strategy? You could go Fujo bait. But you don't have to. You don't have to. Thank you for being an inspiration. Oh yeah, hope it helps. You gotta be different, male VTuber. Enough with the dark and edgy or the combat and tactical gear. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be like a thing regardless if you're trying to get into VTubing, right? If you are in an oversaturated market, you're in an oversaturated market, right? If there's a lot of pink-haired animal girls, then it's going to be a lot harder to stand out as a pink-haired animal ear girl. Hey friend, thank you. Captain Squishface, thank you. How do you deal with the brainworms debuff from a bad stream after the stream ends, especially in the beginning when you haven't proved yourself yet? Ooh. You just kind of suck it up and move on. That never goes away. I don't know anybody who has ever like really gotten over that. I promise you, every streamer that you watch, they feel it when their numbers drop. Rest, cry, drink. It's just the reality, right? It's like, especially when streaming is like your job, you definitely feel it hard because it's like you're scared you're going to have to stop, right? You already invested so much and now you don't want to go back. I would say it's something that just gets worse as time goes on, honestly. You learn how to deal with it. The feelings get worse, but you learn how to deal with it better. Drown your sorrows. Sometimes, actually. And it's not even just a numbers thing, you know? It's not just like, oh, this stream did terrible numbers-wise, right? Sometimes, like, I'll do a stream and I'm like, that just wasn't a good stream. It just... That was just a bad stream. I feel like I contributed nothing today. I did nothing of any benefit to society today. I mean, I'm already a streamer, so I'm not benefiting society, but like, I didn't make anybody's day better or anything, right? And sometimes it's just brainworms. Sometimes it's just overthinking and getting upset over your own perceived failures, but your viewers are just happy that you went live again, you know? And I think that's where I think that's where like conventions really help me. I think every VTuber should do like a panel at a convention, whether it's in person or like a digital convention. I think being able to like really see your fans and interact with them outside of the context of streaming is a very, very strong morale boost. You get to see how much people love you. Well, you don't tie your self-worth as much to how your stream does. You tie it more to how your fans are doing, how they're feeling, how active they are. You know, it's kind of hard to explain. Let's see here. Did I already answer this one? I'm like collecting a bunch of screenshots. James Spinner, thank you. Every time I hear beep 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 beep, my day is instantly better. Well, thank you. Thank you. Person whose name I can't read, thank you. You make my day better for real, for real. Thank you. Sleepy Dan, how hard is it to remain anonymous and tips for staying that way? Should you get a whole new Steam account, whole new PC, or Windows account to avoid flashing personal info? I would say, like, maybe this is bad advice. Like, don't come after me if you get fucked over from this, right? But, like, if you're a small streamer, most people are not, like, archiving your stuff. And if you, like, accidentally show something, like, it's not the end of the world, right? Ideally, you would reset your laptop and not use that computer or laptop or whatever for any like personal account stuff, and ideally you would make brand new profiles for everything. If there's no way for you to be like, if there's no way for that information to pop up on the computer, then there's no way for it to pop up while you're streaming, right? But if there is a way for it to appear on your screen at any point in time, then it is possible for it to appear on your stream at any point in time, right? That being said, it's not always financially viable to have, like, a computer set aside specifically for streaming. Sometimes accidents happen. Sometimes, like... Can't you do a virtual machine? If your computer can run it? But yeah, I would say make new accounts for everything. Mama, thank you. I just wanted to be like a circus bear. I work at a circus floor and it means a lot to me. I don't know, it's just been back in my mind. Anyways, thanks. Hell yeah. I think if you want to be a circus bear streamer, you could do like streams reviewing circuses, reacting to circuses, doing YouTube shorts where you talk about fun facts about like circus history or notable events pertaining to circuses, or myths, preconceptions related to circuses. Like, there's so much you can do, and I say go for it. And thank you. What do you recommend doing before debuting to build up hype for it? I personally avoid Twitter, and I'm realizing I may have to interact a lot more on it before debuting. Sorry if it's a repeat question. I don't think anybody asked this yet. I think you should make a Twitter. Even if you're not responding to other people or looking at stuff on there, it's good to just post and make use of some hashtags and stuff. You can build up hype by also posting like YouTube shorts, or posting YouTube videos, or posting really on like any form of social media to get additional eyes. And remember to hype up a specific time and day. So yeah. It's like, if you want to hype up your debut, you have to hype up your debut, and you have to post somewhere in order to hype it up. So just make it clear where it is, and don't just post like, I'm debuting on X day. You know, it helps to do like gimmicky stuff like, at 100 retweets, I'll reveal this part of my model, and at 150 retweets, I'll reveal this part of my model, or whatever, right? And a lot of like V-tweeters will get really mad at you, and they'll be like, ugh, I'm so sick of these engagement baiting posts. How dare people, whatever. You know, it's like, it works, dude. Yeah, it does get eyes on it. Like, people will get like mad about it or whatever, but like you gotta ignore them because they will crab bucket you. I don't know how else to say this other than a lot of the VTubers on Twitter will crab bucket you. They will see you are getting a lot of interactions on your social media posts, and they will take it as a personal attack, right? They'll take it as a personal offense. How dare you make another post asking for people's PNGs so you can redraw them as MS Paint cats or whatever the fuck. Like, you literally have to ignore those people because they will only ever be nice to you if you have something to offer them. That's just how it is. Like, you don't want to be around those people. You don't want to make friends with those people. If they block you, if they angrily vague tweet you, good, you know not to deal with them. Hit the mute button so you don't see them on your timeline anymore. Hold on. Alright. Meepy boy, thank you. Hey Pippa, would 18 be too early to start VTubing? I also feel that since I have very bad ADHD, I wouldn't be able to do time management that well to keep up a consistent schedule. If you have ADHD and you are interested in streaming, my personal recommendation is to watch 𝐿𝐼𝐻, that's M-I-Z-K-I-F, talk about his experience with streaming as somebody who has ADHD. I think he has a very insightful opinion on it. You guys can be like, 𝐿𝐼𝐻, blah, 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 right? But he has a very interesting take on streaming with ADHD that I think can be very beneficial. Fillion? Does Fillion have ADHD? I wouldn't be surprised. But I liked hearing 𝐿𝐼𝐻 talk about his experience with it. 18 is not too early for VTubing. I would just say be very, very safe, because remember, everything you post online will follow you forever. So err on the side of caution generally. As you get older, you will learn more. As you have more experiences with content creation, you will be able to navigate everything a lot more smoothly. So be careful, you know, don't like get too invested in like, oh man, like this is an extreme example, right? But you know how like OnlyFans models will talk about how like if you become an OnlyFans girl at like 18, you have basically barred yourself from getting a normal job, and they would not recommend it, right? It's kind of like similar with content creation in general, right? Of like, the things you say will stick with you for the rest of your career, right? So if you right now think it is a great idea to go on social media and post a bunch of like really antagonistic stuff, right? Like you're going and making fun of other VTubers' disabilities or whatever the hell, right? In order to get some quick eyes on you. I'm not saying you would do that, But I'm saying, like, that's like an example of that, right? Of something that will, like, stick with you for the rest of your career. Think before you do that, right? Because it will stick with you. And right now you're 18 and you might be like, I'm getting desperate for viewership, or I don't see, like, what's so wrong with this, or whatever, you know, but, like, you can... It's gonna stick with you. Wow, moral high ground, Pippa. You're some kind of say. Oh my god. I have definitely made a kajillion mistakes that will forever stick with me, and it just kind of like is what it is. It's not the end of the world, right? You just gotta kind of like keep going, you know? You make mistakes, you fuck up, and you keep going. I would say if you're 18, if you can get a normal job, I would suggest doing that before investing it all into VTubing. If you don't have, I guess, like, either A, a really good safety net, or B, a absolutely, like, massive drive to make things work. This is Pippa, who's never had a normal job. That's why I say that, is because my situation was I wanted to be a YouTuber, I wanted to be a content creator, so that is literally all I sat there and did, right? And it was not good for my mental health. It was not good for my physical health. I ended up in the emergency room from sitting in my chair for too long, and my fucking leg got fucked up, and I dealt with leg pain pretty badly for a couple years after that. Thankfully, I don't really deal with that anymore. Every once in a while, it flares up, but I don't recommend it. I really don't recommend, like, no-lifing content creation. I recommend going at it at a more reasonable pace. Because basically what I did is I kept throwing shit at a wall and, like, obsessing over something, and because I was so obsessed with it and so close to it, I couldn't see everything that I was doing wrong. Whereas nowadays, I'm able to, like, take a break from, like, content creation mode and internet mode in general, and I can kind of, like... It's given me the ability to, like, mature a lot more, and the ability to view my content creation efforts under a more reliable critical lens, because I have a better perspective on reality. Yeah. The content creation scene is far different and more saturated now too, much harder to break in. Yeah, I got lucky and my life got so much better when fucking COVID hit, dude. COVID was the best thing that ever happened to me, because that's when my career, like, that's when my existence became viable. Yeah, thank God for COVID. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭, what do you consider the pros and cons of long and short streams? I do 3 to 4 hours on average. Any pros and cons you see to that length? If you're doing it on YouTube, then the pros to that are it's easier for people to have 3 to 4 hour streams recommended to them. I've already talked about this a bit, but I do 3 to 4 hours as well. I would personally recommend it for if you're on YouTube, because most people don't watch stuff that's much longer than 4 hours on YouTube. Some people will watch like 6-hour video essays and shit like that, but like this is kind of pushing it, you know, for the length of a video that somebody would be recommended. And people will get recommended stuff that is similar in length to what they usually watch. Okay, no more super chat questions. I'm gonna screenshot a few more questions from chat and then call it there probably. Plenty more questions in the Miss Super list. Oh god. Let me... Okay. Okay. Okay, I saw one... Okay, there it is. Okay. I think I got all the questions. I think I've got all the questions. I will not be able to make it to the Miss Super Chat list tonight. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Drag this over. Griffin, thank you. No question, just listening to Oshi info dump about her special interest. Thank you. Okay. Alert, thank you. Hey Pippa, I plan to use a female model even though I'm a guy with a guy voice because I rather look at a cute girl. You think the voice will throw people off, and will that be a problem? I think it will throw some people off. I think it would be better to use a male model, but there are examples of male VTubers that use female models that are successful, and thus it is not the end of the world. So yeah, go for it. Smiley Hat, thank you. What do you think about a VTuber who makes a variety of content? I'm drawn to gaming, producing music, and storytelling. Better to focus on one? In general, it is better to focus on one, but also while you're starting out, it helps to do a variety of content in order to see what works the best for you. I'd say give it a try. If one form of content is doing way better than the others, maybe focus on that before branching out again. Which you can branch out again eventually, but it helps to grow with what you are successful with while you're successful with it, obviously. Kusa, thank you. What? What the fuck is that question? Hey Pips, what you just said is not matter. OG ages? I'm kind of old guy, but always doing that. Make some mistake and fix it and keep going. That's just life. I support your statement. Oh, that's not a question. But thank you. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. From Meme Gomiko, how do you make content when you have massive imposter syndrome and think everything you make is shit? You just look at your analytics and see what's less shit, right? If something is doing better than something else, it means it is less shit. People want to watch it, so keep making stuff that people want to watch, and you can just ignore your imposter syndrome. That's what I do, because I hate everything that I make. I hate listening to my own voice. I hate editing my own content. I'm very grateful to have a shorts editor, because I don't like editing my stuff. Miklo Mouse and you, I watched a 21-hour video essay about Berserk. Don't you dare lump me in with the other YouTube plebeians. Jesus Christ. Rage in the Mist, thank you. Less a VTuber question and more of a general content creation question. How much do you think is too much in terms of uploads and whatnot depending on the type of content? That depends on your audience. It might be better to do quality over quantity, and depending on the market that you're in, right? On average, it's better to do quality rather than quantity because it's harder to keep people's attention nowadays. I would say a good upload schedule for like Let's Play content. Say you want to do a gaming channel. I think like every day, every other day is a good schedule. If you're doing streaming every day for multiple hours is like the best that you can do. In general, like once a day is really good, but depending on what kind of content you make, you could do once a week or once a month. It really depends. I would look at what other people who are making content you want to make, how frequently they're uploading. And then just be consistent about it. When is it too late to get into content creation? Literally never. There's old grannies that play Animal Crossing. There's an old granny that plays Skyrim and goes on little Skyrim adventures. If she's still alive, I don't know anymore. There was that old man that loved to play old school RuneScape. You are literally never, ever, ever too old. Never, ever. How do you do your lighting effects to match games? I go into OBS, or not OBS, I go into VTube Studio. I click the little cog icon on the side, and then under the camera tab, there is a... I will take a screenshot of it. There is a tab called display lighting. It looks like this, and you just click on the button that says window, and you select the window that you want it to match, and it will do the lighting from there. Alternatively, right now I'm using 𝐶𝐽, and it's got like a filter on it, so it looks like I'm more in the environment. Man. Just so you know, I watched the entire Go Watch My Wife video. I won that staring contest. What the fuck? Mizu, is there an audience for VTubing series interviews and documentaries? Absolutely. There's an audience for pretty much anything. My teeth are hurting, so I'm gonna call it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. I'm annoyed that my slides got a little bit messed up, but hey, only 2 scuffed slides. It's not that bad. And I will be sure to do more of these because I love talking about them. Honestly, time flies when I'm talking about VTuber stuff, so... Sleepy Dan, thank you. Thank you for answering my questions. You're awesome. I can do a stream that's just a Q&A in order to get through more people's answers, or get through more people's questions, and then I can also get through the super chat list from this stream. Micronoise, thank you. Hirayume, thank you. Thanks for the presentation, Pippa-sensei. Actually good advice. Well, thank you. And if you want to continue doing more research on your own time, I always recommend to everybody to look up the interviews Mr. Beast does, where he talks about how to grow as a content creator. Because he is objectively the most successful, at least in terms of subscriber count, YouTube channel. He is an excellent source of advice. And you might have to adapt some of his advice to streaming or to Twitch, but it's still very solid advice. Arthur Gumtree, thank you. Bye, Pippa. Bye. Well, thank you for the gift, PP. 100 Wolf, thank you. Very informative stream. It was super interesting. Hell yeah. My YouTube is frozen. One of the other girls in the Face Connect Discord was talking about this as well. Like, god damn it, YouTube. Kusa, thank you. Stay with us, Pippa. Don't go into the light. Rip YouTube. Okay, I don't... Oh. Page unresponsive. Okay. Most successful YouTubers do give horrible advice except Mr. Beast. Yeah. A lot of YouTubers give advice that helped them grow when they were small. And that advice does not help you grow now that you are currently small, right? A lot of it is... Okay, every time I open this, it just crashes the page. Okay, so I can't read anybody. So a lot of that advice is not going to be helpful for you. Yeah, the space is always evolving. Mr. Beast is one of those examples of people who are always studying the algorithm and always staying on top of these sorts of trends, and thus is a very reliable study tool. Oof, outdated. Yeah, like, some YouTubers will be like, oh, well, if you want to grow, you have to make content that is exactly 14 minutes long, and that are 11 minutes long, and that's because around 2016, 11 to... or was it 11 minutes? 12 minutes? I think it was 12 minutes. I think it was 12 minutes exactly. You wanted to have 12 minutes exactly, because then you could have mid-roll, and the increase of ads... Yeah, 10 minutes for 2 ads. You'd have 2 ads in your video, which means YouTube would promote you more to other to viewers because they would make more money off of you, right? So the algorithm was prioritizing you, and you made more money due to these extra ads. And blah 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 blah. God. Very outdated. Very, very, very outdated information. That advice is so wrong nowadays. Yeah, it has nothing to do with the current landscape, but sometimes you'll still hear people repeat it. How's your Invisalign going? Pretty good. One of my buttons keeps popping off because it's just too small, so they're like, don't worry about it. That tooth doesn't need to move much anyways. Don't worry about it. I was sitting in that dental chair for like an hour and they just kept applying it, and then he would like scratch at it to see if it popped off, and it would pop off, and I'd be like, okay, this YouTube. Why is YouTube broken? Do you watch 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭? I love 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭. I have been watching 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭 since he was playing Overwatch, and he was actually called Mr. Cow. I miss Mr. Cow. I don't watch him as much anymore. I used to be a pretty avid watcher. Why? Because he's funny. Can you understand him? Yes. Can you do your best 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭 impression? You don't understand, dude. Dude. You don't understand. Dude. God damn it. God damn it, dude. The wall 𝐂𝐡𝐚 on stream. Is he funny or just ESL? ESL. Nah, he's funny. We need 3-year member badges. Shit. Okay, it's not letting me raid. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Why is your 𝐂𝐡𝐚 Slavic? Not Canadian enough. God damn it. I can't break into the random French. Isn't 𝐂𝐡𝐚 French Canadian? Yeah, he's from Quebec. Manuel, Amy, I don't know. You guys can go hop off to whoever. I don't know why it won't. It's just when I open the page to raid, it's not even the page to raid, it's the page to like edit the stream stuff. It's just a blank square. Ah. Oh well. How hard was your first collab? Very hard. I still don't like collabs very much. But I'm getting better. Alright, I'm ending off. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. My name is 𝐶𝐶𝐏𝐶𝐏, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh wait, no, I won't see you tomorrow. I have some stuff to do tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'll see you guys Thursday. Oh, till cringe! Tilde fluffles away, Tilde! Tilde fluffles away! Tilde fluffles away, Tilde! Tilde fluffles away, Tilde!
Tilde fluffles away, Tilde. Tilde fluffles away, Tilde. Tilde fluffles away, Tilde. We hope you enjoyed your stay. Tuesday through Saturday, we'll see you again soon. A few hours past noon. Drinking, watching, reacting, backseating. ISP problems left waiting. What the hell is 𝐏𝐶𝐏𝗶𝗽? Mama spare this chatters no ham. Miss Super Chats, when will 𝐏𝐶𝐚 come back? We hope you enjoy your stay. Your favorite streamers live. So today she'll be offline. 𝐏𝐶𝐚𝐭, we'll see you again soon. Leave a like and bob to the outro tune. Next stream we'll argue and laugh. Next stream we'll have a blast. Stick around to see who 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴. Read the chat rules and say, hey dude, we'll stream again soon. Come back again. And remember us when you hit message send. Tilde fluffles away, Tilde. Tilde fluffles away, Tilde. Tilde fluffles away, Tilde.